from within. Carnival of madness, she's the queen of the show. So you had to see the wicked, let the dark sides go. Touring battles out the tail of her path intertwined. Nothing's too bizarre as she's ever could find. Calm on the horizon, the road the thick. In the freak show's palace, she's doing a trick.
Join the dance, clap your hands, circle, let's just go. Under the big top lights, we rise, we fall. Be the faces, spin the faces, we lose control. Join the legend, let the wake and take hold.
Feathers that can fade, fly high in the air. With a pianist smile, she'll never despair. Echoes of the wicked, they call on the name.
Juggle that jet,
Forever part of this team.
Hooray, to the thrill, we stand in the lead. A little life, fulfilling every need. Carnival soul, we roll, we dance to the flames. Juggle that jet is mad, this full sing hooray, to the thrill, we stand in the lead. A little life, fulfilling every need. Carnival soul, we roll, we dance to the flames. Juggle that jet.
Gotta let jizz, you all stand with a grin. Bay face, she'll embrace chaos from within. Carnival of madness, she's the queen of the show. So you had to see the wicked, let the dark sides go. Touring battles out the tail of her path intertwined. Nothing's too bizarre as she's ever could find. Calm on the horizon, the road the thick. In the freak show's palace, she's doing a trick.
Join the dance, clap your hands, circle, let's just go. Under the big top lights, we rise, we fall. Be the faces, spin the faces, we lose control. Join the legend, let the wake and take hold.
Feathers that can fade, fly high in the air. With a pianist smile, she'll never despair. Echoes of the wicked, they call on the name.
Juggle that jet,
Forever part of this team.
hooray, to the thrill, we stand in the lead. A little life, fulfilling every need. Carnival soul, we roll, we dance to the flames. Juggle that jet is mad, this full sing hooray, to the thrill, we stand in the lead. A little life, fulfilling every need. Carnival soul, we roll, we dance to the flames. Juggle that jet.
All right, motherfuckers. Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, I am, but I'm gonna give our viewers and Mr. Don Chaos a few minutes to get here. So we're going to say hello to everybody. Hello, Pokey Steve 420. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you guys check the links in the chat for Mr. Don Chaos while we wait patiently for him. And thank you for coming back, Bradley. Nice to see you. And so while we're all chilling here, we're going to get a couple things set up. First of all, I got to get this tweeted out. Tweet this out. How's your day been, Bradley? Don, check your DMs. Oh, that's the wrong link. Wrong. So it's Sunday night at 7. And a lot's happened since the last time I did one of these. Oh, there he is. There's the man.
What up?
The motherfucking man, bro. What's up?
Chilling.
Like a villain.
Right.
On penicillin. You remember Bradley?
To a degree, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's just hard to picture like names with the face sometimes.
Definitely, especially out here in YouTube.
Right? Like when I have people that like meet me in person and they like say, "Oh, you know who I am?" I'm like, if you put the name, I'll put the face to it. Because most of the people that are subscribed to you don't know what they look like, and then when they tell you their name, you're like, "Oh."
Yeah, I'm really bad with names. I'm really good with faces. Like I saw someone at the mall when I was working on Friday. I saw someone that I actually met up for a room back when we were still looking and struggling for a space to find,
Right.
and it didn't work out, and it turned out it was because of reasons because that girl lied about some stuff.
Ah.
She lied to us and the person that lived there and the front office people. So when she saw me, my brain registered and I said hello. Wait, so I saw her, I said hello, all before my brain registered who she was and why do I know her.
Uh-huh.
Once I realized who she was, it made me laugh because she ran off. She was like, "Whoa,
Right.
swerve!" She swerved the fuck out of me, and it was
That
hilarious. Like I was like, "Yeah, bitch, because you lied."
sounds like what people do to me. People like that did me wrong. They try to like do their best to avoid me.
Yeah, because they don't want to face facts. But what they don't realize if they do face facts, like if you come to terms with it, you're a happier person. That is
Right.
a badass T-shirt.
Yeah, this is actually from the Malenko 20th anniversary tour. This was the tour shirt.
And I need to go get my chain. Hold on.
And I know how you said you went to this tour before.
Where's my? Let's see. See if we can see that. Probably not. I've seen them live during their 20th anniversary Great Malenko tour
Yeah, that's what this is.
in Miami, right?
Well, when I went to go see him for this tour, it was when I was still living in Colorado, so it was in Boulder.
Well, it was 2017, and Luigi Mac was pushing Spaghetti. That you know how old that is.
Oh yeah, I remember.
All right, so I got it shared out to Facebook and Twitter. And we don't need this. We don't need this. Keep that. We'll keep this and this just in case we need it. And now, also, I would like to introduce you to Pokey Steve 420. That is my husband.
Oh yeah.
So he's good people, helping us out. There was something else I wanted to do. Sometimes I put people's links in the chat, but I don't know how the Juggalos feel about that. Do the Juggalos like that?
I mean, I only put the link in like mainly to people that I know, basically.
Like right now, I just have yours in there because they got mine already, and I was gonna put Dario Trills in a little bit later once we got started with that. So I still have to find that actually. So we're gonna go to. Oh no, we can't have this. We gotta have that light.
Yeah, if you go to Carnival Spirit, you'll find it, and then go click on their live things, and you'll see it.
Oh. Do.
Yeah, that interview's like 3 years old.
Yeah, I was trying to do
interview.
some research on Darby, and there's not much available for Darby.
Oh yeah.
Like I looked him up, and everything that was out, I already knew about. I was like, "There's no Wikipedia on Darby at all."
Oh yeah. Well, he's been around for years. Like you'll learn, like in this interview that we're gonna watch, you'll learn a little bit more about him.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the part of him living in Florida. Can't hear about that.
Oh yeah, he like lived.
We should be able to crunch it in this episode.
Oh yeah, I just know he's from the Keys and stuff.
So how's your day been, Dawn?
Good, just chilling.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what was that?
That was my sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you.
How was your friend? Wow. So it's the Hours of Chaos with Dario Trill.
Yes.
There's actually one from Carnival Spirits that's 6 years old.
Oh yeah, that was like his first ever interview that we did, but the one I did was like a video interview.
Dude, you think we should watch the old one first?
I mean, that's up to you.
Here, let me see how long it is.
I mean, I didn't conduct the one from 6 years ago. That was my friend.
That's okay. I'm just curious to see Darby himself.
Yeah, it's just like
wow.
old radio. Yeah, it's just an old radio interview when we used to have a radio show.
Do you know where this person is now?
I don't know.
Well, it's news to me.
All I know is a lot of the people that I did have that channel with, a lot of them got busy and stuff.
They got what?
A lot of the people that used to do Carnival Spirits with me, they either got busy or who knows, or they're like, oh, I'm going to come back and start doing content to help you out so you don't have to do it. But then stuff happened and they just never came back.
You'll know when they actually follow up with you on things and have ideas and questions and stuff like that, because they're trying to plan it while, even though they're busy, it's still something they want to do. So when they get to it, that maybe they have some prep ready. That's kind of what I've been doing the last few weeks. Like
exactly
last month, if you had asked me what to do, I would have been like, hell if I know.
Right.
Hell if I know, because we literally had we would be leaving where we were before.
What's up, Wakanda?
Who is that?
That's usually someone who's like usually in my chats. Like if you watch one of my old hangouts, he was like hanging out in there with me. He like wears a wrestling lucha mask, so you would like him.
Whoop Kanda, is that how you say it?
Yeah, or Whoop Kanda.
Hell yeah, Whoop Kanda.
It just depends where you're from, I guess.
Right?
I guess I should open the chat on my phone too. There we go.
Okay, and there's someone else in the chat I would like to say hello to. Desmond.
Yeah, like you said, it's like Wakanda forever. It's like Wakanda forever, but Wakanda.
Nice. I love that. That's phenomenal. So Dawn and I are very good friends, and we are going over some Carnival Spirits and Hours of Chaos content involving Dario Trill. And to both of our surprises, we found this 6-year-old interview, and I'm interested to see what I'm going to learn.
Oh yeah, and it's a really good interview. Like I said, this was the first one we ever did with him. Like this was actually his first ever official interview.
That's fantastic. So I think this is a great start.
And the reason why it's called In the Tunnels, because Carnival Spirits, that's what we used to call our interview series when we would interview someone, is we call it In the Tunnels.
That's fantastic, because Darby is all about like weird places like the creek in the tunnels.
Yeah, and that's why we call it the
garden.
I was like, what are we going to call this series when we interview underground artists? Oh, we're going to call it In the Tunnels. It makes sense.
And they've all done so much growing. And, there's 8 people here, so should we tell them a little bit we should probably tell them a little bit about why we're doing all this. Well, I want to help my homie Don Chaos rebuild his 13-year-old channel that got nuked. That was just so unjust. That was just wrong. And like in so many ways, and essentially the reasons why are not disclosable, but it just motivated me to want to help him bounce back from all that, because he has some really great subscribers. He knows a lot of artists and they all love him. So I want to help my boy right here. His link's in the chat, so please make sure you sub up. If you've been looking for Don, he's right here. And we're going to be chilling till 10 o'clock tonight. So
Oh, yeah.
If you've been looking for Don, this is where you're gonna find him. Sometimes once a week.
Mm-hmm.
I think once a week is good.
Yep.
Do you think twice a week would be too much?
It just depends. Like I said, I'm free anytime now, but if I'm never like available, I'll let you know.
Hell yeah. Well, I think for now I'm gonna do this once a week, and then something else for my other subscribers the other day of the week, because I only got 2 days to play with.
Mm-hmm.
But are you ready?
Yes,
That's ready. That's ready. Can you still hear me over it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Anytime you want me to pause, just let me know.
All right, we'll do. Or I'll definitely let you do that too.
But I will definitely pause if I have a question. Oh my god, I remember this. I remember this.
Yeah, I always love this intro.
This shit is so badass. Oh yeah. Whoop whoop, Carnival Spirits. I should put their link in the chat.
Hell yeah.
What's good, y'all? Cali Green 2 Fresh here. I'm currently in the tunnels with Dario Trill. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up?
It's a phone call interview.
Not much, man. Just chilling.
Yep.
So,
Hell yeah.
so for those who don't know who you are, why don't you go ahead and give a little intro?
Well, I'm Dario Trill. I'm a rapper, I guess, from South Florida.
Yeah.
And I like to make angry music for angry people.
Yes. I am so happy to pause here because I want to say hello to my good friend Delta Zero. And that makes me so happy that he started that out with, he's from South Florida. And he's like, I like to make angry music for angry people. And it's so true.
And a fun fact,
true.
he's always been a fan of my channel for years.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing this. In a way, it's for you and for the artists who love you that lost contact with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that they need a way to find you again, and maybe they don't know how, but here we are. And let's try to find Carnival Spirits link really quick.
And while it's paused, I have a funny story. I remember like the first time like I hung out with Darby in person and he didn't know I smoked weed and he was shocked.
Wow, really?
He was like, "What? You really do smoke weed?" And then he's like, "Hell yeah." And then he just handed me the joint and we smoked together.
And now are you a medical marijuana patient now?
I have always used it for medical purposes. I mean, now that I'm older because of my health problems, but of course, when I was a teenager, I was just those teenagers that were smoking it.
I literally started smoking it because I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be part of the cool kids. I'm not going to lie.
I just smoked it just to start smoking. I just remember I started officially.
I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I was kind of around that time. I was like maybe 14, 15. And that's why when people always tell me, "Oh, it affects you," it hasn't had any negative effects on me.
Right?
Except it's made me more self-aware, which is good.
It is really nice to be a little bit more self-aware, especially when you're wondering why you have continuous problems with the same types of things, but can't seem to figure out why. But I'm going to go back to playing this.
So, coming out of Florida, man, that's fresh as hell. There's a lot going on in Florida right now. I mean, you guys got like, you know, in the underground scene, like underground's somewhat mainstream these days, but you got like Ski Mask and fucking Ghost Main,
Yeah.
Buffett Boys. Like, it's pretty fresh.
I know all his names.
There's a lot of names coming out of Florida right now. There's a lot of fucking people doing shit. It's getting pretty hectic over here, man.
So Ghostmane, the guy that did the guy that did a song with Cody Manson, he's from Florida?
Oh yeah, Ghostmane's like he's originally from Florida. The best way we've always described Ghostmane is we always said he's like the Marilyn Manson of rap. If Marilyn Manson was rapping, that's how Ghostmane would be.
That makes perfect sense because that explains his style completely.
When he does like dark trap and then he does metal.
That's how I found him, because he did a song with Cody Manson.
I've known about him for years, even since the early Spotify days, or SoundCloud rappers as they call them.
Is that where he started?
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, I bet, man. Like, the rise of like XXX and all of that. I mean, Florida really is like home base somewhat for that, Southern sound that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like heavy, like 3-6 Mafia influenced, like.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the whole like 3-6 Mafia like sound kind of hit a big resurgence like a couple years ago, or I mean, shit, more than a couple years ago. I don't know exactly when, but a lot of people kind of have been toying with that sound now for a minute. But a lot of the cats in Florida definitely use that type of sound.
Hell yeah, and it's fresh because most of those motherfuckers don't know that 3-6 Mafia, them are some motherfucking juggalos right there, straight up.
They really are.
Exactly. People get so tripped out when I'm like, oh yeah, you heard of like Killjoy Club, and they're like, what the hell is a Killjoy Club? I'm like, man, you don't even know.
Oh my gosh! So most people don't know about the Killjoy Club.
Oh yeah, and that's one thing I loved about. And that's one thing I always thought was cool is when Killjoy Club came along. I'm like, wow, we're finally going to see an actual like super group between ICP and 3-6 Mafia. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was excited to find that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I've got anything new really.
All I got to say is I hope they like perform at the gathering like more, even though like a percentage of them have passed away, but we haven't had like Juicy J of 3-6 Mafia at the gathering for a while, so we need Juicy J back at the gathering. Now DJ Paul, he still plays the gathering.
Oh yeah, DJ Paul he's that boy.
And shout outs to DJ Paul. He has apparently his own barbecue sauce brand, which I heard is really good.
That is hysterical.
Yep.
I freaking love that. And I think I heard DJ Paul influence Ouija Mac to quit smoking.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing, like fun fact, like even when you hear Ouija Mac's music, you can see a lot of the 3-6 Mafia influence.
Hell to the yeah.
Like even remember back then when 3-6 Mafia was also called 666 Mafia?
Yeah, I remember the name change.
Oh yeah. R.I.P. Gangsta Boo, Crunchy Black.
Yeah.
Mafia 6 worked with IGP and all this shit. DJ Paul put out an album with Psychopathic. Like, people don't even know that shit. And you see old ass pictures of like Juicy J and DJ Paul wearing Hatchet Man jerseys. I think that shit's crazy.
Right? It's crazy because, people just don't know. They're not on that tip, even though, they don't even know the Mafia 6. They don't know that, 3-6 Mafia came back for a minute there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I talk to people at work and, I'm allowed to listen to music and shit, and I'm the only one with the speaker. So, of course, I'm bumping some, ICP 3-6, and, Slob on My Knob comes on, and this fool's, rocking out to me. He's like, yeah, that Juicy J song. And I was like, hell yeah. He originally released it through 3-6 Mafia, though. Who's 3? The dude said it.
Slob on My Knob is the song everyone knows.
Yep, and then you want to tell them, no, there's other good music by 3-6. Check out.
For real. Hey, Stephen Bravo and OG Drips. Mandy Diff, happy to see you.
Yeah, I've seen DJ Paul live so many times, and I remember one time when I seen him live, his like nephew or something was like hype manning for him.
Really?
Yep.
That's fire.
There's just so many good members of like 3-6. Like people always ask me who's my favorite member. I'm like, it's hard to pick.
Yeah, R.I.P. Gangsta Boo, for real.
Yeah, Lord Infamous, R.I.P.
Mandy Diff's one of mine.
Yeah, Lord Infamous was the original rapper that called himself the Scarecrow in 3-6 Mafia.
Make sure everybody make sure you hit the bell, because my work schedule tends to change every week, and I'm gonna have to schedule my streams around my job. So Wednesdays and Sundays may not always be the day that I stream, but I really like the 7 to 10 spot. I don't know why. I just keep gravitating back to that. I think that's because it gives everyone a chance to tune in.
Yeah, that's kind of like with when I do my podcast on Thursdays. I try to go live on 6 because I know 6 for my time is like 7 for people in Central and then 8 for people like Eastern. So people are usually relaxing around that time.
Yeah, I want to give people a chance to tune in that work during the day.
But then again, I usually have people. But then again, I've even had people who watch my show at night while they're at work, which is cool.
But since I aired the last episode, I'm up to 1,300 viewers.
Hell yeah.
Post publishing. So they're hungry. And pretty soon things will level out and we'll get used to our own schedule. Manny Diff, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Clown Scare you.
Well, then I'm gonna start quoting
in the chat, but not to scare Mandy, okay? What'd you say, John?
Oh, I was just about to quote Captain Spaulding from Devil's Rejects.
What'd he say? I forgot.
Remember when he's like, "What's the matter? You don't like clowns? Aren't we fucking funny?"
Oh my god. But the way he says it is so scary.
R.I.P. Sid Haig. That dude was a horror.
No, he was awesome.
That dude was a horror movie icon.
He was a creepy guy. But he was really great at playing creepy roles.
I know, and even in his movies when he had his dark comedy was still funny.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're going to go back to the...
Hey, who's 3-6 Mafia? And I'm like, are you fucking...
Oh my god, who is 3-6 Mafia?
Like, you know Juicy J, but you don't know his roots? Come on now.
Wow. That's embarrassing.
That's kind of like a shitty point of like music fans today. No one really does their like research on the history of anything. They just kind of see what's popping, follow that for a minute, ditch that for whatever's popping the next minute. You know, it sucks. No one's really putting the time into being a fan anymore. It's kind of sad.
Right? Like for me, whenever I discover someone, you know, I want to find out everything I can about them, you know, do my research, figure out who they are, like, you know.
Go ahead and pause it real quick.
When I log on to someone, that's all I can think about. When it comes to a musical artist, they become my every obsession. Isn't that right, honey? He knows, because I will listen to their shit on repeat.
Yeah, and a fun fact, y'all, for those who don't know,
sick of it to myself, and by then he's already been but that's the way I am personally as a musical fan.
And a lot of people, if anyone's wondering, this was like Darby's first ever like official ever.
It's 6-year-old content, and it's a telephone interview, which I didn't know it would be, but that's okay.
But like I said, this is back when we used to have actually our own radio show too, which was cool.
Is your homie's link on the image there still good?
I wouldn't.
Collard greens fresh.
And what's cool, I always loved about. I like seeing how, especially because now how big Darby's been blowing up, and this was like his first ever interview. Now we have Darby playing main stage at the Gathering now, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some history about him that I find rather intriguing, and it leads up to really fascinating events, and that's all going to unfold here on the Juggalo Culture Review.
Mhm.
So there's a question in the chat you might be able to help me with.
What-
OG Drips wants to know, you like Doom Shop, Jen? What is Doom Shop?
I don't think I know what Doom Shop is.
Do you know what Doom Shop is? Nope. Juggalos, what is Doom Shop? OG Drips, what is Doom Shop? And I can answer you better. Please and thank you. And I might get curious and actually try to find this Calgreen's Fresh person. Oh, Doom Shop Records. Never heard of them, but you know, we like signed and unsigned horrorcore rappers around here, so I like passing around Juggalo music. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the phone call.
You know.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way. Once I get into something, I'm like super into it. I want to find out everything about these people, what they're like, you know. I feel like because we're juggalos, you know, like that's always been a big thing in the juggalo community is like really supporting our artists, you know, and really like finding out who these people are and all that shit.
Yeah,
Finding out the mysteries.
it's definitely, you know, juggalos have that love and they get it, you know, like ICP in the very beginning, like it was just motherfuckers in the underground supporting them, and that's how they got started, and that's what it's about, you know. And
Mandy Diff, you are the sweetest thing in the whole world. So, where is her comment? She's taking the time to get to know Juggalo culture better, and that's what we're here for. I still don't understand what juggalos are, but it seems interesting. I'm getting it a little bit. I am so happy to hear you say that, Mandy Diff. That means the world to me. Forward progress is forward progress, no matter how small or how slow.
Uh-huh.
And I guess Doom Shop Records been around according to OG. Maybe I'll look them up. Uncle Jack, I'm so happy to see you. I don't know if you have formally met my friend Don Chaos, but Don Chaos is a very good friend of mine, and we've been doing Juggalo content for almost a year together, on and off.
Uh-huh.
And he had a channel that got nuked. For over 10 years, he had this channel, and it just so unjustly got nuked, and I'm trying to help him
13 years, actually, but yeah.
gain traction back. Yeah, like 10 years plus 13 total. That just broke my heart to hear that happened. Like, that is so much of your life. When you go back to your early stuff, you look so young, you're so baby-faced. And all the artists, your intro, do you still have your intro? Your intro was so badass because you had all these pictures and stuff with people you met, and it just, oh, it tears me up that happened, but we're here to try and get it back, my guy.
Oh, yeah.
So Uncle Jack is another channel that I partner with, and I'm sometimes on panel with him. I know I haven't been around a whole lot, Uncle Jack, but that's because of my job, and I got a busy week ahead of me, but I'll be in touch with you in DMs. You know that. What? Mandy, putting on your show, you just messaged me. That is hilarious. Thank you, Uncle Jack. Mandy Diff says, Jack said he was putting on your show and taking a shower at LMFAO. He just messaged me that. Hell yeah. That's my boy. That's my boy. OG Drip says, one of his guys got a major, but I like the Doom Shop. One of his guys got a major, but I like that Doom Shop a lot. So I'm wondering if he means like signing like a major contract, or if he accidentally left out a very important word.
Uh-huh.
Incorporated made an awesome new Juggalo fan video called Fam. Thank you for sharing, Toby. Nice to meet you. Whoop whoop. Welcome in. We're going to get back to the phone call here.
And a lot of people have forgotten that with the way illegal downloading and all that, you know, the new millennials.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I still buy CDs, bro. Like,
I have like at least like 800 CDs right now.
Oh shit.
I mean, most of them like psychopathic related and like underground shit like that. But it's sad that like I just saw what is it, Best Buy and Target, they're not gonna be selling CDs anymore. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, that was such a huge, it still is, it's a huge part of being a fan to me, is going out, getting that CD, popping open that plastic, reading the book, seeing the art and everything. You get a whole thing, you know? Now you're buying a download for the same price as a physical copy, something you can't even hold. You're paying $10 for it. It's weird to me, man. And then it's just so easy to pirate shit now. No one's really buying shit. Weird, man.
It's a trip, man, because I grew up the same way, like going to record stores, like independent record stores, which are near existent these days. And knowing that, like, I mean, the Best Buy closest to me, they fucking suck, but at the same time, they still have that Shaggy 2 Dope fuck the fuck off motherfucker. And they also have that Year of the Sword. So, you know, like, yeah.
My CD shop nearby sucks. They have nothing. They don't have nothing. What about yours?
Well, it depends. Like, obviously Best Buy, this is at the time when Best Buy was announcing that they weren't going to be carrying physical media of CDs anymore, but there's still some really nice, like, local record shops where I'm at. Like, there's one downtown called Twisted. Yeah, there's one here downtown that's just, like, local, and it's only in Colorado. It's called Twist and Shout.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that there's some CD stores still lingering. Like,
oh yeah, and they got
vinyl.
They sell vinyls. They sell used movies. They sell brand new stuff.
Brand new stuff. Sometimes I find twisted shit. Sometimes I find ICP shit at FYE. But Best Buy, nah. Nope.
And then there used to be a local record store here. There's a few of them here. It's called like Independent Records.
You find mainstream music at Best Buy.
I would find ICP sometimes at Best Buy.
Probably edited.
Nope, it was actually the uncut version.
Get out.
Yep.
I bet the Joey brothers remember this too, OG. And if you've been,
and I still order physical media of CDs.
No way.
I mean, I don't really have anything at home to listen to CDs on anymore, but I do miss opening a new CD and looking at the artwork and all that stuff.
Well, you'd be happy to know. You'd be happy to know Walmart sells something where it's a vinyl player. It plays cassettes too, and then it plays CDs, and then it plays the radio. It has all those rolled into one.
Phenomenal.
And then you can play Bluetooth, like connect your phone to it, so it has all these things in one.
That sounds like a really nice gift, and Walmart is smart for doing that because there's multiple formats of music now.
Oh yeah, and you know vinyl's been making a comeback, like especially for years. People always
for collectors, yes.
People been like, oh, ICP, some of ICP's albums need to be on vinyl, and they started pressing them on vinyl, which is cool.
The tapes had some pretty cool artwork too. I think you actually got more artwork because the little booklet was a little bigger.
I remember that too. I remember when we were younger, when cassette tapes were cheap. You could get like maybe 2-3 cassette tapes usually at once sometimes.
Yeah. This is hilarious right here. I miss getting an old record from the wagon and winding up the Victrola.
Okay, I don't remember. That's probably
winding up the wagon, like when they had to turn the handle to fire up the engine.
Damn, I don't know anyone who had a record like that.
Dude, that's hysterical. All right, let's get back to the phone call.
Yeah, so
neither of those are the Best Buy down here. I mean, I live like at the very bottom of Florida, and on like an island called Key Largo, and there's never been like a CD store down here that I can remember. There's been Goodwill and Salvo. You go get CDs from there.
That's all true.
And Kmart, but Kmart's never had it. I think the closest thing to a CD I wanted to get from a Kmart was one of the Cottonmouth Kings old CDs, the one that had "Pay for Yourself" on it, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Big,
That was Long Live the Kings, yeah.
badass.
Yeah, and so like the nearest Best Buy is like 30, 40 minutes up the road from me. And when I was a kid, they had everything, like all the old like Psychopathic releases and everything. But now, they barely ever get anything like underground. They don't even get new Tech 9 CDs there.
Oh shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
They definitely have Tech 9 at mine. But whenever I was a kid, you know, I originally am from.
My favorite Tech 9 CD is, it's from Absolute Power.
Yeah, that's definitely one of mine. It's a toss-up, but then again, he has so many good releases, it's hard to name.
I had my obsession with Tech 9, and I wore him the fuck out, and I have not gotten back into him quite yet. But when I do get back into him, I think I'm going to start with all 6s and 7s, because...
Oh, yes, that album, trust me, is phenomenal.
That's my husband's favorite, so I'm going to start with that.
Yes, that was his breakout album, but it's a great breakout album.
And he just looks like he's done growing on the cover, you know? He's got a sleeveless vest on, and he just looks happy.
Oh, yeah, and I've seen him like a few years ago. He still does really good shows live. I'm probably going to go see him here in December because he's coming here in December.
And this is amazing listening to Darby talk about Florida. It's just amazing. And we both know everything he's saying is true.
A small town in Indiana called Evansville. And we had we had a few dope record stores there, but there's one that's still there called Coconuts. And I've heard
about Coconuts.
Oh, Coconuts is the shit, bro. Every time I go in there, I find rare shit, you know, like Esham and like fucking like they'll get like old school like A&B shit. Like it's crazy. Like they actually like, you know, buy older shit and they're pretty popping, honestly.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, there is nothing like that down here. And the record stores you do find, trying to find something like underground or Juggalo related is few and far between.
Yeah, see, like over here on the West Coast in LA, there's a place called Amoeba Music, and it's a 2 fucking story like warehouse.
Is that where they do that, like, what's in my bag or whatever?
Yes, that ICP What's in My Bag thing was filmed there, yeah. But I go there every time I'm in LA, you know. That's like the number one stop. I'm like, we have to go to Amoeba. My wife fucking hates it because I'll spend hours in there. You know, going through all the used shit because that's where I find like all the good shit. Like last time I was there, they had Carnival of Carnage, Beverly Kills.
Nice.
Like, yeah, like they had mad fucking Juggalo shit. I actually bought Fuck the Fuck Off Motherfucker there. But they get Esham shit there. Like whenever Suspended Animation first came out, they had a copy of it there.
Hell yeah.
So
that's what's up.
That's my spot.
I think the rarest, like, Psychopathic release I found in Florida was up in Miami, and that's like an hour and a half away from me. And it was probably like 6 or 7 years ago when they still had an FYE there. And I found an original pressing of the Green Book with the plastic cover. So I caught the shit out of that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So back on the music tip though. So you're from Florida, you know, you've definitely got that new school flavor, but as I put it, like, you know, whenever I was talking to you before, it's like you're that new school Southern sound drenched in Faygo. It's it's mad fresh.
I like that. I like that.
It's definitely like, you know, it's got that kind of swag tooth Ouija sound to it, because they got that new school sound, but at the same time they're juggalos.
Yeah, Ouija, that's the homie right there. Ouija's hella cool. I actually, like, the song I got to do with him, that's, like, probably one of my favorite songs I've ever done, is that song with Swag Tooth. But, yeah, man, I want to keep, like, the wicked shit alive, and it needs to, like, evolve, you know? It can't keep using the same, like, old beats. It needs something that's going to help it keep up with what's going on. And the way I look at it, you know, you listen to all of, like, ICP's old albums, and it's kind of like they took what was popular at the time and then made it their own, you know? Like, they took it and kind of, like,
They had to.
fucked with it and made it, like, that carnival shit and made it the wicked shit, but it still had, like, the sound of the time, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, like, Carnival of Carnage is definitely, like, you know.
When Joe Bruce and Joe Ulter first started out, everyone thought they were a joke and yawned at them during their concerts. They would be up there trying to perform their hearts out with the old wicked shit that we know, and people were yawning, not paying attention, bored as hell. And that was before cell phones.
Oh yeah,
You know?
now look at them. They're getting their
Now
flowers.
they got people seeking them out to thank them for making that music.
Well, and now when you look at it, ICP's been in the industry for almost 40 years. That's insane.
Well, yeah, they're 51 and 52 years old now. And they were like, I think still in high school when they started out.
Well,
Like, it's really hard to find dog beats anywhere. You got to find the reformatted version.
Yeah, Jay's like 54, 55. Shaggy just turned 50, which is nuts.
Yeah, I think Jay's older by a little.
Yeah, I know Jay's like close to the same age as like Tech.
But they're raising kids like the rest of us. And I think Shaggy is a grandfather already.
Who knows?
But yeah, do you know about the whole thing with Young Wicked and Jump Steady?
Yeah, I think we all do.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later.
With the times, with that fucking carnival flavor. Same with like Great Malenko. It's got that kind of rap metalish vibe to it that's going on at the time. They stayed relevant
The color purple.
with the time.
And definitely with Jackal Brothers, you know, Jackal Brothers was in '99. That's when, like, all that new metal shit was really popping off. And, like, they had that heavy, like, guitar in there, and, like, Jay was screaming his ass off all the time. They always did that, and, like, that's how you gotta keep shit alive, you know? You gotta adapt with the times. You gotta keep shit going. So, like, and I like beats that bump, you know? I like a lot of bass. Like, bass is my favorite part of music.
Yeah.
It's just hearing that, like, rumble, you know, like, giving people shit that can really knock their drum. So, and I mean, being from the South and everything, you know, growing up hearing all that Southern rap shit, like, that's always been a part of it, is the fucking thumps. So.
Hell yeah. So how exactly did you discover ICP, and how long have you been a Juggalo?
Alright, so I'm 25, I turned 26 this year. I found out about ICP when I was like 10 or 11 years old. And I remember when the Wraith came out. Like, this isn't my very first interaction with them, but I just remember seeing at a Specs music store, they had the big cardboard cutout of the Wraith with, like, the CDs in its hand. And I thought it was the coolest shit ever. And I bought that, and I had that CD when I was a kid. We'll bump it all the time, but I really, like, became, like, a Juggalo when I was probably, like, 13, 14.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
like, 13 years I've been down. And I just remember seeing them on the news as a kid. Like, seeing my parents have the news on, and I saw them on there, didn't know what the hell it was. And I remember when I first told them about me listening to it, they got pissed. They were not about it. They're like, oh, that's, like, not good for you. And I just kept listening to it anyway. But I remember there's this kid, his name was James. He lived right down the street from me, and him and his brother are actually the very first people that that showed me ICP, and I think they showed me something from Ringmaster. I think, because I remember seeing like the Ringmaster on the CD. So, but don't know exactly what song.
I remember the moment I heard my first ICP song. Well, I remember the summer, and I don't know if I heard Boogie Woogie Woo first or Bitches first, but I think it was Bitches, and then Boogie Woo Woo later. But those Boogie Woogie Woos is one of the songs everyone knows from Great Milenko.
Uh-huh.
And I just wanted to stop and say that and ask you, what was your first song?
I don't even. It was like sometime around 98, so it was probably,
Bitches.
or like The Greatest Show, something around there.
Hell yeah. But this is getting good.
The song that really, really got me into it was definitely Halls of Illusions.
I knew it.
Yeah, that's fucking dope, man. And I can really relate. You know, I fucking discovered ICP when I was like 9 years old, and I'm turning 31 this year.
If you listen to the song A Night Perfect or A Night Fit to Build Castles With, you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
It's he mentions illusions in these halls.
Oh, yes.
So I'm thrilled to pieces to hear him talk about this right now. How that's his first song
This year.
Word.
So like whenever I discovered them was like around the time that Great Milenko was coming out.
True.
And you know, being from Indiana, which is, you know, just south of fucking Michigan, there was already like, you know, a Juggalo movement in my hometown when I was that young. So
Oh, really?
yeah, like a small one, but they used to do like free JCW events and shit like in my hometown. Yeah.
Man, that's super dope.
Yeah, like my hometown's like really big on wrestling. Coliseum Wrestling was a thing there. Like Jerry the King and shit like that used to wrestle there.
You know, that's funny because my last name is Lawler. I wish I was related to the King though, but I'm not. But I mean, dude, when I was growing up and like I really, really got into it, like I was the only one in my town because I mean there was like 100 and some people in my graduating class in high school. Like it's a really small town, and I was really the only one that was repping like being a Juggalo. I've probably met 2 or 3 at the most ever in this town, besides myself. Yeah. So it was really cool. Like, a lot of people didn't understand what the hell it was. Like, I'd go to school every day wearing, like, ICP shirts every single day from my freshman year to my senior year. I wore ICP shirts pretty much every single day. And no one knew what the hell it was. And then
I bet you the reason is because that was back when Hot Topic and Spencer's had plenty of ICP merch.
Well, they used to.
Now it's hard to find. Huh?
Oh, well, they used to sell a lot of like that stuff even back then. Like
Back
now
in the
they're
day, yeah. Now it's not really, but I heard they're trying to come back, and I hope they do.
well.
But
And fun
you
fact,
used to be able to
like
go
they
there
had.
and find all kind of stuff, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, fun fact, they're actually bringing back more stuff like from Spencer's and Hot Topic. And a fun fact, if you guys see some of these new ICP designs at Hot Topic or Spencer's, buy them because my friend is designing those artwork designs to put on shirts for him now. So if you guys see any of these new designs, my homie is doing that for him.
Nice. That's
So,
awesome.
yep.
Do you know, is there a name you can disclose, or?
I'm not sure he'd want his name out there, but all I gotta say is one of my homies is doing a lot of these new designs you guys have been
All
seeing.
right. Take pictures and put them up, y'all.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. That's fucking fresh, bro.
Mm-hmm.
the kids that would try to find out would just like give me shit for it. So yeah.
So what is the music scene like down there then?
honestly, where I live, there is no music scene whatsoever. There's not like any other rappers in the Keys that I really know of. I mean, there's this one kid, but he's really not like doing much. He just puts out like music, doesn't perform or anything.
Oh.
And then, but there's a collective up in Miami called Nephilim Gang, which I've become a part of. That was started by my boy Colossus.
Nice.
And so there's a scene like a little bit further up north, but where I'm at, there's nothing. Like, I got to drive out to every show I do, and there's no opportunity to set up a show down here because no like bars or venues or anything are really open to doing it, because most of the venues are just bars for old people to go get drunk at.
Damn, that fucking sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, there was like, in high school and shit, there was more of a rock scene. Like, I used to play in a punk band, and so we would do like random shows at this kid had a like big ass side yard, and they built a stage there and called it the Bumgore Amphitheater. And we would go perform there with like a bunch of thrash bands and punk bands, and like the first rap show I ever did was there too. But I like rapped over guitar and shit so we could like kind of sneak into it. And then, but that was way back in high school, and ever since then, ever since they all grew up and moved away, there's been absolutely nothing down here.
So then, how long have you actually been making music yourself?
Holy shit. Since I was like 14 or 15, I tried learning how to play bass, sucked at that. Learned kind of how to play drums, pretty much sucked at that too. But I always liked writing lyrics, and when I was playing the drums, I was also singing and like screaming and shit. And so I just eventually was like, you know, fuck these drums, I'm not doing this. And then I just tried to sing for the band for a little bit, never really got anywhere with that, and I was just like drunk one time and started freestyling, and that's how I started rapping. And then so I was just like, you know, I want to keep writing music and making music and shit, so I'll just try this rapper shit. So I've probably been rapping since, and like recording rap since I was like 16 or 17.
That's what's up, man. Is any of that music available?
You know, a lot of it is still on the internet, sadly. I hope people don't find it and make the connection, because it's super, super bad. You know, that, like, when I first started recording was around the first time I read Behind the Paint, and where they were talking about, like, setting up the speakers and then recording, you know, on their jukebox or whatever.
Oh, no. Oh, no, I've never read the book. He's about to give us a spoiler, isn't he?
Well, that's even ICP said in interviews, that's how they used to record their early music.
Have you read the book Behind the Paint by Violent J?
I have. There's also an audiobook, so if you don't want to read it, there's an audiobook, and I'll send it to you, and it's read by Violent J himself, which is cool.
That's great, because he'll give it to you in the context in which it was intended.
Oh yeah, and like I said, but it is a good read too, because I do own the book, and where I actually bought the book was at Spencer's back in the day.
I bet. Now you gotta like find it on Amazon.
Oh yeah, but they also have it on their official web store too.
Really?
Oh yeah, like if you go to Psychopathic Vault, you'll find it.
Perfect. That's awesome.
But it's a good read.
Their machine or whatnot. I got the idea of it. Yeah, so I set up speakers and this shitty laptop I had, plugged in my iPod with some beats on it to the speakers, had the beat coming out, and just stuck my head between the speakers and rapped onto the laptop mic. So all of it's like not mixed. It's very hard to hear, and it's just very garbage, very rushed music. I didn't know how to like put together any like choruses or verses. I didn't know how to count bars or anything, so it's really bad. A lot of the punk stuff is still up too. I think there's like 3 songs where you can hear me like sing rapping, and that stuff's on MySpace. That stuff I don't care if people find out, but like my old rap shit is just so atrocious. It's like the worst shit ever.
So how about this? I won't ask you what your original rap name was then, but what was the name of your original punk band?
Brain Dead.
Brain Dead. All right.
Yeah.
I'll try and find that on MySpace. I still got an account.
Yeah, there's like 30 different Brain Dead, so I mean, it'll be pretty obvious when you come across the one that has the guy in the Violent J clown looking mask. that was
Yeah.
But yeah. Fuck that.
So aside from the shitty music, though, you recently dropped a pretty fucking dope album called Cat Dead, Details Later.
Oh my.
Hey, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about it. I know, like, before we started the interview, you were telling me that your cat's not actually dead.
Yeah, no, my cat is like chilling somewhere around the room right now. His name's Proto. But so Cat Dead Details Later is I just started working with like probably the greatest producer I've ever and probably ever will work with. It's my dude Cuddy, Cutthroat the Coroner. He's out of town.
Thank you, Pineapple. You're the best. I
Oh
love
yeah,
you
and it's
so
cool
much.
to watch this interview because Darby's come so far now, and I'm proud of him.
I know, and I'm really excited that he's talking about the Cat Dead Details Later album because I've been curious about that, and he's going to talk about it now. So that's fantastic.
And that's one
But
thing I always like about Darby too, is he comes up with the cleverest titles for like his album titles.
he comes up with really long song titles. But I wanted you to meet my friend Akil Pineapple. He's a cool guy because he's purebred pineapple. I'm actually going to be doing coverage on him tomorrow for a separate series that I have on my channel. And he's a great guy. Pineapple, this is Don Chaos. He's a very important part of my Juggalo podcasting history as well.
Oh yeah, and I'm proud to call Darby my bro. I've watched him grow
That is
so much.
so cool. And we got another one to watch, which you said is about 3 years old. So it's going to be it's like a little 3-step. We might have a little Darby experience for a little bit here.
Well, and that's
This
what
is
we should
cool.
also do between those is like maybe play some of his music videos and stuff.
I don't think I can. I think I'll get copyright strike.
Oh, that's right.
And I would trust me, I would love to.
And it's cool, that interview that I did
Play
with him
his
3
videos,
years
but
ago.
I would have to talk to him, and he's kind of a busy guy.
Yeah. And I think that interview that I did with him 3 years ago, that was before he was like officially signed the even Chapter 17, and that was even before he was officially signed the LSP, because a lot of people forget he used to be on Scum's label LSP, which is dope.
Oh yeah, Scum and Scum and LSP. I remember.
Oh yeah, and I always heard stories from Scum that, especially back in those days, and you probably remember, LSP was really big in Florida, and they still are.
Phenomenal. Wow really says, anybody know how much it costs to see Ouija Mac in Detroit soon? I have absolutely no idea, but probably a lot for me because I'm about 1,000 miles away one way.
Yeah, and it just depends where you live.
Griswold says, all I'm going to say, fam, is 2 scoops of woo. Motherfucking clown love. Much motherfucking clown love. Same to you.
So see, for a lot of people who don't like Darby, just by listening to this interview, you know he's an old school juggalo.
He's all right, and I'm enjoying actually listening to him talk about himself and Florida, which is fantastic. Thank you, Pineapple. You're the best. Mwah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and while we're muted, I want to introduce you to Jerry Lahane. He's one of mine.
What up?
He's been watching me on panels for a while. And Jerry, this is Don Chaos. He's a very good friend of mine. And we used to do something together called, or he used to invite me onto Chaotic Clown Lounge back in the day before his channel got nuked.
And then welcome Whoop Conda if you're like still here. Like I said, Whoop Conda is one of my people. Whoop, meet Jen. She's very awesome.
Oh, yeah. That was cool. You're very welcome, my guy. And I don't know who this is, but we don't do that around here. I don't know what you're talking about,
But we do have a response to that. Fuck fentanyl.
yeah, fuck fentanyl. That shit's fucked up. It's already,
I've-
it's already fucked up.
I've lost people from fentanyl. That's all I gotta say is fuck fentanyl.
Anything outside of weed pretty much has caused death, and fuck it, you know. Drugs are already terrible. They're already terrible, but let's get back to the phone call about Cat dead. Details later.
Texas. He started sending me beats, and then he asked me if I had any old acapellas around to do remixes. I sent him a couple acapellas, and what he sent back was like the greatest thing I've ever heard my voice on ever. And so I was like, dude, I just want to keep working with you. Like, let's put out a tape. And then we decided just to like put out a remix tape and take like all those old acapellas from old songs and remix and master them and put them on completely new beats that were all mine, nothing like anyone else could use, you know. So it's like, this is my first tape of like music that's actually mine. Like, no one else can rap over these beats. So I'm super proud of it. And it's just like the precursor of what's to come. Like, we've got 2 more albums dropping this year, me and Cuddy, that he produced. But, so yeah, sorry, I get kind of all over the place. I'm like spacey. But, so yeah, Cat Dead Details Later is like a remix album. And the name of it is in reference to the movie Reanimator, because all the tracks are more dead than reanimated and made better than before.
Well, hell yeah. It's definitely fresh as fuck. I mean, Master Shake Stole My Car Keys. It's a fucking out there name. all the names are out there.
And that's one thing I always love
that
about
fucking
Darby
song
is
is pretty
song
fucking
title
fresh.
names.
You know, that's funny, because that's probably like my favorite song off the whole tape. That's like one of my favorite songs I put out in so long. And like the original beat sampled that like White Girl's 500 Miles song. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like with the piano or whatever. So like when Cuddy sent back that remix and it was just like what it is, I was blown away, man. I love that. Like, I have a show next Friday, and it's the first time I'm gonna be able to perform these tracks, and like that's the one I'm like most excited to perform. Like, I love that song.
I mean, this album's definitely dope. Just like going over the track list right now. You know, I've been listening to it the last few days, like on repeat, trying to get ready for this interview.
That's what I did.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you know, like I don't even know how the fuck I discovered you, honestly. Like, I think you sent me a friend request a while back, and then
Yeah, man.
yeah, like I just fucking stumbled across your music one day. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, man. Like, that's the one thing. I don't really try to like force my music down anyone's throat. Like, I requested you just because I'm a fan of your, like, the Carnival Spirits channel. So I was like, oh shit, that's Callie. Like, oh fuck, I'll add him. So I sent that request. But yeah, man, I don't really, like, I share my music, but I don't want to shove it down anyone's throat, because I know like a lot of it's kind of like out there, and like a lot of people see the names and they're like, what the fuck? But it's like, I don't know. I like naming my songs weird things.
Like, I'm just gonna name some of your tracks. I found Maggots in the lunchbox again, or in the lunch meat again. Let's see. This one, I love this one.
Sick,
Street
bro.
Sharks and Cookie Crisp on a Saturday morning.
Bro.
One of the ones that is probably going to connect with like a lot of our listeners definitely is No One Wants to Be My Friend Because I'm a Juggalo.
I remember that one.
Yo, alright, so there's actually like a little story behind that song. This kid hit me up one time telling me that he really liked my music and that he wanted to work with me. So I was like, okay, for sure, man, like, send me something, I'm down to do a song, whatever. And so, a couple days later, I went and got my second Hatchet Man tattoo. I got the Hatchet Man with all the original 6. And so I posted a picture Facebook, and the kid saw it. He like angry reacted to it, then sent me a message. He's like, "You really fuck with that Juggalo shit?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Like, I love that music. Like, that's my shit." He's like, "I can't fuck with you, bro." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Bro, you just were like on my nuts the other day telling me how much you love my music and how you were excited to work with me and everything, and now like because of what I listen to personally, which has nothing really to do with my music, you don't want to work with me. I mean, whatever." So like I had a bunch of beats on my laptop and I fucking wrote that song, named it that, and that's the story behind that one. People are whack.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that's fucked up. Like I've had similar situations though, where like at work or whatever, like people find out I'm a juggalo and they're like, they start looking at you differently. Like, "Oh, really?
Yeah, bro.
You're a juggalo?" And it's like we were cool like a couple days ago. What the fuck? Why does this all of a sudden change that?
Yeah, I don't get it, because it's like, I don't look at you weird because you're out here bumping like, I don't even know what the fuck, the Katy Perry or whatnot. Like, do you, man? Like, your freak flag fly, but I'm not gonna judge someone based off of the music they listen to. Like, what the fuck? Like, everyone's got their own interests, man. And some people are just super closed-minded.
I feel it, man. Like, you know, it's like I might make fun of you a little bit because you bumping Justin Bieber or whatever, but that's
yeah.
That's not gonna change our
Like,
friendship.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna sit there and bump Justin Bieber with you, and on the same note, I'm not gonna force you to sit there and listen to ICP with me if that's not what you're into. But I mean, you don't gotta treat me completely different because of the music I listen to. Like shit. I mean, I don't care if someone like jokingly says something, but if you're gonna treat me completely differently or just tell me to fuck off because of what I listen to, that's kind of weird, man.
And there's like there's a difference, you know what I mean? Because there's a difference between having a homie that fucks with you a little bit because, you know, you're a juggalo, and then the guy who just actually fucking doesn't like you because of it.
Yeah, man, it's so weird. Like, people hold just like this strong hatred for juggalos, and I will never understand it. It's just like the weirdest fucking shit. It's all over music.
It's because people found it annoying at first, and I don't know. People make fun of what they don't understand.
And we
So
will say,
it was a combination of discrimination and just plain old not knowing what it is.
but we will tell you guys, if you decide not to listen to this music, you're totally missing out. Just saying.
Oh, I know, right? I mean, my thing is, you can listen one time, and you'll know.
Oh yeah,
You
and
know,
I've even told people many times about like ICP and stuff. Yes, they have humor music, but if you also dig deep, they have serious music that has a good message to it.
Yeah, and it all comes unraveled over the years, and that's why it's called an iceberg, because it just gets deeper.
Yeah, or I describe it as cake.
Right?
Or like I told people, or like I used to try to explain to someone, they were like, "Oh, they talk about killing people." I'm like, "Yes, but listen to the kind of people that they're talking about murdering. They're talking about killing racist people, people who abuse women, people who are pedophiles. Those are the kind of people who talk about murdering."
Well, what they're really saying is they're killing it on the microphone, but
exactly, because like they said, even the music is like a release for them. They're just putting their frustrations into music, basically.
Yeah. And when Darby was doing it, no one was repping the wicked shit like we do.
I don't get it, man. I really just don't get it.
Like I remember this was Tempest era. I worked at Hot Topic around that time. And
oh shit.
You know, my manager knew I was a juggalo. He used to poke fun at me over it. Tempest just came out and like we got it on the radio station at work. And so, you know, he doesn't like ICP. He's made it known, but he played it for me. You know what I mean? And like tried to get down with it a little bit. And you know, like he would fuck with me. But at the same time, he was still a cool dude. And whenever, they were done promoting that fucking album, I got the window cling that they had. They had a fucking Hatchet Man, like, window cling.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, big ass one. And it's like, with the fucking Hatchet Man in a big, like, swirly thing. And he let me,
that's pretty dope.
yeah, like, he was supposed to throw it out. And, like, he pulled me in the back, was like, hey, man, throw this in your backpack.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick, dude.
So, and then you get the guy where you're like at a fucking, like a metal show or something, and you're sporting a Hatchet Man, and they want to fucking like, just beat your fucking brains in the pit or something because you're a juggalo.
Dude, I feel it, man. It's funny too because I have a friend, Goatmane, who in school, anytime he saw me before we were friends, he used to call me insane clown pussy. And I was just like, fuck you, I don't even know you, kid. He started hanging out with me. He's like, I've never actually listened to ICP. I'm like, okay, like, do you want to hear him? This kid used to call me insane clown pussy, and now he has a Hatchet Man.
That's an old joke.
Bro. Like, some people, they talk about it and they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And he gave it a chance and he ended up falling in love with it, People are just closed-minded, man.
Like as a kid growing up being a juggalo and during the time of like the Eminem beef, it was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It was fucking crazy because that was the only way that like a lot of these kids knew ICP was from like that skit, you know what I mean? Where they're fucking blowing Eminem, and then he had that track. I can't remember which track it was, but he talks about like how he like fucking was shooting paintballs at him or whatever.
What?
And that was the only way that people knew ICP. That and wrestling.
What? Oh my
Those
god!
were the two main things.
I love their JCW.
Whenever they had their little stint in wrestling, let's be honest, it wasn't the greatest. They were constantly getting their asses kicked.
Yeah.
So it didn't really help their image much. But that's how people knew them. So that's what they would relate me to. Be like, it's.
Oh, true.
They'd be like,
That's
oh,
fucked up, man.
you listen to that shit?
So, fun fact about always getting their ass beat, that was the only way Vince McMahon would talk to them. As if they always lost. So they were jobbers. That's why they always got their ass beat. And they beat them up hard.
And now if people look at them like
And then they got and then their biggest thing was playing their music on their entrance. So they got their music out there, but they had to get their asses beat.
Well, and you can attest to this, Jen, even after that, when they would do that, when they would actually wrestle, you're a big wrestling buff, they can actually really wrestle good.
Yeah, they really are into it. He wants to grow the brand. He's trying to grow the brand. So, Griswold, I've been down since 98, just as a response to you. Mandy, so fans of ICP are known as juggalos.
Yes.
And you are definitely on the right track. So it's grown a lot since then, and there's a lot more names, but fans of Insane Clown Posse and all of them and Twisted, they started out together, but they're not doing anything together now, but we can get into that later. But yes.
But what I think is cool about being a juggalo is we're actually the real, like, last only real subculture in the world now, which is cool.
We're 1 million deep. I know that.
Yeah. And I mean, we all come from all walks of life, but when you look at it, we're the only, like, subculture left in the world.
What's up, Beast Mode? He's one of mine. I have played poker with him in the past. What up, G-Skillet? This is Don Chaos. This is Beast Mode. He likes to stream poker games live, sometimes late night.
Oh, yeah?
It's really fun, yeah. I'm so proud of you, Mandy Diff. Mwah. Oh, thank you so much. Wow. Look at that, Dark Chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for liking the stream so far. Nice to meet you, Grim Reaper. The older I get, the more of my friends and family you keep sneaking up and taking away from me, sir. Jay admits he's horrible. Yes, I know. It's all like, I think some of it's in the book, but he'll tell you he loves to tell stories. He loves to tell stories, and he tells stories all the time.
And he's great at telling them.
He really is. He really is. If you notice, he'll do a lot of talking. Shags lets him do most of it. But if you get Shaggy alone, he'll talk your ear off too.
Oh yeah, well now if you watch their interviews, Shaggy actually talks more too.
Yeah, he's been doing some of his own stuff, and I'm proud of him.
And
Super
people always
popular.
say, why does Shaggy say know what I'm saying a lot? I'm like, it's a Michigan thing.
I do miss Dark Lotus too. Those 3 albums are going to be all we have. Just 1 million. 1 million juggalos. Dude, I totally miss Dark Lotus. We only got the 3 albums, and that's it. However, I do believe that Twisted took over, and it's just called Lotus.
I have no idea.
I do. I saw him live with Twisted on tour, the Certified Psychos tour. It was just Lotus, and it was Twisted, Blaze, and ABK. And Cody Manson opened up for them. Clickbait, this is not the same chick in the thumbnail. Duh. It's AI artwork. AI artwork is exaggerated. Yes, silly McNally.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to start calling AI. I'm going to call it exaggerated artwork.
It's exaggerated by nature, so that's what makes me laugh about it.
Exactly.
Right, so let's put the phone call back on because we're actually 32 minutes into the 54, so we're doing good.
Oh, okay.
You're down with that shit? They never heard a fucking single song other than, the Oddities theme song.
Right.
But I mean, it's crazy because Juggalos have come a long way. We actually have media support these days, and we have people that are actually looking at us in a positive way, and it's crazy because it's really split down the middle. It's like they're either completely bashing or completely praising.
Yeah, man. It's definitely a lot different than it used to be. That's for fucking sure.
So speaking of things being different, we have the split going on right now with Psychopathic and MNE.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the whole Twisted falling out?
Oh wow! So they're getting into that. How funny is that? I was about to say hello to Tiff. Tiff, this is Don Chaos. Don Chaos, this is Tiff. We come from the kingdom. We do Uncle Jack Shack together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She brought me over there, so that was a blessing in disguise. Thank you, Tiff Washington. And they're just about to dig into the Twisted and ICP beef. And yeah, I hate it too, but Juggalo culture, I feel, includes everything that was inspired and transpired, with what ICP started with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any reason to exile anybody because they're part of the Juggalo culture. For really.
Well, like I tell people, the only time people should be exiled here is if they're a racist or a chomo.
A racial.
Yep.
They're called racials.
Racials.
Darn.
Never heard that before.
Hell no. Oh, and Tiff, I wanted to introduce you to my husband. This is my hubby, Tiff. Hubby, this is Tiff. You have met Tiff. Tiff, she is a goddess. Dude, this one's going way back. He's going back to Inner City Posse and Dog Beats. We were talking about that earlier, but we got to get back to the phone call because we're actually only got 20 minutes left.
You know, as someone who's listened to them and looked up to them and like been like truly affected by all of the music from everyone that is on Psychopathic or once was on Psychopathic, you know, like, it's heartbreaking, bro. It's like, you know, my parents already split up. Like, it's like my parents split up again. You know, seeing like people, and like it kind of sucks. Like when I was at the Most Tasteless shows, like hearing them saying like Psychopathic for life on certain tracks and shit, you know, like, and talking about the hatchet, it like hurts, man. And it hurts to see like, you know, the disses go back and forth. Like, Year of the Sword was a super dope album, but I can only listen to it so much because it's like, fuck, I know who they're talking about, like, and I don't want to hear that. Like, it sucks, man. It's fucking, it's horrible, man. And just the fact that they're not like even like friends anymore. You know, it's not like,
I know.
oh, we're gonna go do this and like, you know, but we're still down. No, it's like we're gonna go do this and like, fuck you. So it kind of sucks, man. It sucks a lot.
It does suck a lot.
But I mean, I still got mad love for both sides. Still support them to the fullest, you know.
Same.
So like when Twisted came down to Florida, I got to open up for them at the Fort Lauderdale show and the St. Petersburg show. And that's like the first time I actually got to meet them and shit too. And they were super cool guys. And like when I met ICP and shit, they were super cool guys. So it's like, and they both make awesome music, and just because they split up, I'm not gonna start talking shit about one side or whatnot, but I just wish shit didn't have to happen like that, you know?
You know, it's crazy because Magic Ninja is a dope label. There's no getting around it. You know,
Oh, yeah.
fucking, I mean, it's you know,
Go ahead, pause it.
Psychopathic, but not, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta admit, it is kind of like Psychopathic version 2 or whatever, you know? You got a lot of the same artists from Psychopathic on there. They're kind of trying to...
Oh, yes. I'm doing another formal introduction. Mandy Diff has been watching me on panels for quite some time. I met her through, I believe, the Wendy Pack from the Howard Stern shows from back in the day. And my hubby is Pokey Steve. So Steve meet Mandy, Mandy meet Steve. And Tiff met Steve as well. At least through his YouTube. Let us get back to the Dario Trill.
to do the same thing and like cater to the same crowd and everything, but it's different. I don't know, man. But I mean, as a label, everyone's dropping like super good music, and I'm still buying it. You know, I'm still supporting the fuck out of it. So
yeah, I'm right there with you. It fucking sucks, man, because you know.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like you know, Gmo Ski.
Yeah.
And AMB, Young Wicked, Blaze.
Yeah.
I love me some fucking Blaze.
Oh, bro. I love Blaze and Young Wicked, man. Young Wicked's such a cool fucking dude, too, and, like, his music is super fucking good. I loved, like, the Vengeance EP he got. Super fire. And Prodigal Son, super fire. That's a super talented guy. Like, his production, his singing, his rapping, everything's just, like, really fucking fire.
Oh,
I like Young
like
Wicked.
fucking Axe Murder Boys. Like,
Love them.
how do I put this?
Love Bones Dubs.
Whenever they came out and I discovered them, like, that was the point where I just went full on fucking Juggalo. Like, I'd been, you know, down with ICP and Twisted and Blaze and ABK, and like I kept up with everything. But whenever A&B came out and I discovered them, next thing I know, I'm only listening exclusively to Juggalo shit. And like,
Oh,
before A&B, you know, I was like,
I would like to take this time to talk about a little bit about Twisted's albums. The Songs of Samhain, volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4 are absolutely essential to one's Halloween musical collection. I absolutely love those albums. I have loved them since the start. So it's Twisted, and they include all the, like, they have all the guys that they got signed on the songs, and that includes Zool. You know, there's a variety that includes Cody Manson. That includes a lot of people.
It's their version of Halloween.
But yeah, shut up. Shut up, okay? Nuh-uh. Stop it. Man, he said that it's their version of Hollow Wicked, but that's a whole ass event. They don't have an event.
Hollow Wicked albums.
No, they have Hollow Wicked albums and a whole event you buy tickets to. Songs of Samhain don't have that. But I'm gonna check right now. I'm gonna check my DMs right now, Tiff, and get us back to Dario Trill.
I was heavy in like Slipknot and Korn and, you know, of course my Juggalo shit too, but that shit kind of like phased away after I discovered A&B. I don't know why that is.
True. I mean, I love Slipknot and I love Korn. Like, I love that shit. I love a lot of different types of music. But A&B, bro, I thought they got so much hate for no reason. And, like, Blood In, Blood Out, that's, like, one of my favorite Psychopathic releases of all time. I thought that album was, like, flawless front to back. I thought they both delivered. I think that's probably my favorite shit that Bones has been a part of. I thought Bones really shined on that. Like, back in the day, I thought Bones was better than Otis. On Blood In, Blood Out, I thought Bones had a lot of the better wordplay and verses and shit. And I mean, lately, not so much. Like, I still fuck with what he's putting out, but I feel like it's not as, like, hard as his older shit, you know what I'm saying?
I feel it, man. And, you know, Bones is a really cool fucking dude
I love
as well.
that guy.
You know, like, I interviewed him, like a year or so ago? Yeah, it's 2 years ago now, I'm guessing, because he was still on Psychopathic.
Oh shit, that's dope, man.
Yeah, it was whenever he was dropping the singles.
Oh, okay.
And
I
actually,
did fuck with that I Can't Wait joint that he did.
that one was mega dope. Like,
Yeah, that was super hard.
but I actually, you know, like he was supposed to release, what was it, one song per week, and if you remember correctly, he fell off, and like he released all 4 songs, but I think I actually fucked that up, in all honesty, because
Really?
yeah, around that time that he was doing that, he put out a thing for, like, you know, collabs. He was doing discounted collabs, and I hit him up, and I'm like, bro, I want to buy a whole fucking Bones Dub song.
I know, right? Me too.
And
Oh, this shit.
I bought
Love
one of the
Bones Dub.
songs straight up.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna be on the Ninjas in Action 2 that you're also gonna be on.
Ninjas in Action.
Oh shit.
But I've been sitting on it all this time.
Damn, son. I'm hyped to hear that shit, though.
Dude, it's pretty fucking dope, honestly. You know, it's got that same feel that he was going for at that time, you know, because
Yeah.
it's from that time. But if I remember correctly, one of the songs he did was with my boy Saint Decay from the Canonized crew.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what song it's called, but that's actually a Mob song. He was supposed to do a project with Saint Decay, and it was called Mob, M-O-B-B. And I'm still waiting for that shit. Yo, Saint Decay, Bones Dub, what up, though?
Yeah. That shit would be fire. I actually, what the fuck, Saint Decay did a song with Swag Tooth.
Yeah? Oh, shit.
Yeah, man, it was, I think it's on, like, Tooth Gang and Pals 2, or 1, but it's with,
Oh,
like,
wait, that's
him,
right. Holy shit. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly
it's
what
like
you're talking about.
DJ Profit and, Swag Tooth. That shit was pretty hard.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Saint Decay's my boy, you know.
Hell yeah, that's dope, man.
He's
Definitely
on
got the dope, too.
he's on the Ninjas in Action project as well. He did. Actually, I paid for a track with C to 6.
Oh,
And he hopped on that, and then I let him put it out on his Lord Death tape.
Oh, word.
But we got a remix version of it. We got a chopped and screwed version of it by DJ Mad Hatter. So
Okay.
it's gonna be mad fresh. And then your track that you did with Swagtooth, like I mean, it's just icing on the cake, man. Why don't you tell us about that track a little bit?
Well, that's like definitely my favorite track I have out because, I mean, I have a little Toothy tattoo. Like, when I first heard Swagtooth, I was just like, damn, this is like the dopest shit I've heard in forever. Like, I've bumped their shit from Earwigs all the way to Dead York so many goddamn times, bro. Like, I look up to both Ouija and Choir Boy so much. I think they're both insanely talented artists. And, like, it was always something I wanted to do. Like, I really don't like to collab with people. Like, I don't know why. I just don't like to collab with people that much. But the Swagtooth collab was something I had to, like, make happen. And sadly, it happened, like, at the end of their career. And I think that's the last song that they ever did together. And when I sent it to them, I got originally, like, how they both have full verses at the end. It was supposed to be, like, them both on one verse. But they both sent me back just, like, the song with my verse, and then, like, it would be my verse and Ouija's verse. And then Choir Boy sent me one with my verse and just Choir Boy's verse. And I was like, uh-oh, like, something's going on. And, like, I talked to, like, a couple of the people from, like, the OG Tooth gang, and they were like, yeah, man, there's some shit going on right now. Like, I don't know what the fuck's about to happen, like, between these two. And then eventually they split up or whatnot. But still, that's, like, I'm so proud. I'm so happy I got to do that with both of them. Like, I love both them dudes. Like, much love to Choir Boy and Ouija Mac and Frame Lama.
It sucks, man. Like, honestly, because I'm a Swagtooth fan. You know what I mean? Like Swagtooth. I'm a fan of Ouija and Choir, both separate as well. I mean, that set fucking tape that Choir put out, fucking fire, man.
Yeah, man, Choir Boy is super fire, bro. And, like, he does a lot of production on their shit, too. And, like, his production, like, on Shadowland, the production on that, and I think they took, like, Gino's, like, different moans and shit from the Deftones and, like, sampled that into that track. Like, both of them together had such good chemistry, and it really fucking sucks that whatever happened, and that it's not a thing now. And if Swagtooth together collectively would have been on the Hatchet, that would have been, like, the greatest thing ever.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Like, I'm glad that, like, at least Ouija's on there, but both of them on there would have been, you know, fucking amazing. But, I mean, it's so dope to see Ouija out there, like, you know, repping the Hatchet and shit. Like, that's fucking awesome, man. Like, Psychopathic definitely made a good move picking up Ouija back and trying to get Swagtooth to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, Swagtooth would have been dope as shit, but at the same time, I am glad Ouija is on the label himself. Speaking of Ouija, hey, Ouija, motherfucker, where's my shirt?
Bro.
I ordered a shirt back in October, and whenever he got signed, like, it screwed up his merch game somehow.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what I'm guessing is it was probably like some old Swagtooth shit or something like that, and I don't think he has any of that shit anymore.
Oh no, I ordered one of his newer shirts actually that he's been having on tour.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, and like I don't know if he just got like super backed up or what, man, or like he's just on the road too much to like stop at the post office. But he's communicating with me, so that's good.
No, yeah, I know that motherfucker is super duper hella busy all the time. Like, that Ouija works a lot. Like, that I know of, like, I know he's always, like, working on, like, his new shit that's about to come out and all this other shit. And, like, he's been on pretty much every tour that Psychopathic's done and every show since he's got on the label. Because, I mean, I sent Ouija a song. Me and him are supposed to do this song together. And I haven't really heard much about that, but I know he's good for it. And I'm sure he's good for your shirt, man.
Oh yeah, I know. I give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Like I definitely do. Like Ouija is the fucking shit. I got lucky. My homie stopped at one of like the tour stops. What was it, like a few months back, and he got me the like yellow shirt. So that was
word. Yeah, I got that shirt.
Yeah, he got me that one, and I'm just waiting on as the one where it's like, yeah, the black one. That is super fucking dope. I'm waiting on that, and whenever I was talking to him last, he said that whenever he sends it out, that there's gonna be extra freshness, and he's saying that like it's for all orders. So
yeah, man. No, I fucking Ouija's a good dude. It'll come through, man. And the dude that designed those shirts, Grim Job, like, I don't know if you're familiar with, like, Ross Williams and Handsome and shit, but Grim Job is, like, the guy that designed, like, those shirts for Ouija. That dude's art is so fucking dope. I love that dude's art style. Like, I got the jacket version of the shirt you're talking about, and, like, the way Grim Job does the eyes and shit, it's so fucking funny, man. Like, your shit's so dope.
yeah, I wish I could have afforded to get the fucking jacket because it's super fucking dope, man.
Yeah,
it's mad fresh. But aside from Ouija, how do you feel about the current roster over at Psychopathic?
You know, I think they're fucking killing it right now, man. I mean, Light's super dope.
All right.
Can chop his ass off.
So right now, last time, as far as I know, last time I checked, they don't have much of a roster like Ouija Mac. And then he's doing Chapter 17, and he's got a small roster going. Mm-hmm. But 6 years ago, it probably was a lot better.
Well, either way, they're still doing fine.
Yeah, I think the Gathering is keeping them going with all that.
Like
and
they
I
said,
guess the venues in Florida don't really like cleaning up Fago. That was another reason I heard why they don't come to Florida, because of the Fago. But
they were recently down there like last year for a music festival.
They still come, but they have to find ways to get it clean.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, choppers, to be honest. Like, I don't care how fast anyone can rap, but the way Light does it, I really fuck with Light shit. Hoodoo is super, super slept on, man. I feel like Hoodoo should be a lot bigger than he is. Like, when the Crystal Skull came out, I thought that was such, like, a solid album, and then Asylum was even better. And then you got Ouija, of course, the Clowns, and then I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I don't think anyone knows what's going on with Killer right now, but I hope that shit gets hashed out so we can get fucking Shapeshifter finally. But I mean, I think where they're going right now and the team they have right now is super fucking solid. And everything they've dropped within the past couple of years has been really, like, top-notch shit. Like, Light's EP was super dope. All, like, the singles and shit, the Hollow Wicked shit they did was super, super dope. Like, I cannot wait for Fearless Red Fury, man. Like, I'm so excited for that album. I think they're really gonna, like, come through on that shit.
Oh, I feel it. Like, I'm right there with you, man. Like, everybody keeps hyping, like, the next Psychopathic album, like the next ICP album or whatever. Like, this is going to be the return of the wicked shit. This is going to be the return. But, I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is, man. Like, it is all fucking wicked, but I really feel that this album is gonna have like an extra hint of it.
Yeah, I feel like right now where they're at, they're back to being like they have something to be angry about. They have something to fuel that, you know. Like, don't get me wrong, like I like all the newer like cards or whatever, but I feel like Missing Link, Lost and Found were kind of rushed sounding, you know. Like, I feel like lyrically they didn't really put that much into it, and then I was kind of bummed out when the Outtakes album came out, and most of the songs on the Outtakes are better than the actual albums themselves, in my personal opinion, you know.
This is an ongoing thing that I keep hearing motherfuckers say too, and it cracks me up because I remember Jay in an interview, or I don't even think it was an interview, I think it was just some juggalo that threw on a camera at like an, you know, a signing or whatever, and was like, hey man, are you guys gonna perform any of the Outtakes album? And Jay's like, fuck no, that shit sucks.
Yo, what is he talking about? Like, no, not that. Like, the Outtakes was so fire. That song, The Dream, is probably one of the best songs they've come out with in a while. Six Pedophiles, like, that song is like the wicked shit, you know. That's what I want to hear from them. Like, that's why I like them, is because they talk about killing fucking piece of shit people, and I relate to that. Like, that shit, like, that's what should have been on the album, not like the neighbors are fighting. Like, that's not even like a song. Just like, you know.
Well, hell yeah, man. So, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. Do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to you and everyone at Carnival Spirits.
Nice.
Shout out my boy Hexlord. Got a track coming out with him soon. Shout out my boy Lil Knife. Got a song coming out with him. And another song coming out with my boy DJ Jet the Flaw. I fuck with a lot of people, man. My boy Tommy goes to Dark One. Jimmy Free. Colossus, Gremlins from Nephilim Gang. E-Meta. There's a lot of people that deserve shout outs, man. So shout out all of them. And thank you for having me on, man. This is really dope. Sorry if I'm like kind of all over the place with my responses. I know I'm like kind of a space case, and that kind of pisses people off sometimes, but thank you.
Nah, you're all good, man. I'm right there with you. Like, I have conversations with Beastmaster sometimes, and he's like, hold on, back up. Slow down.
Yeah, man. I'll start talking about something, it'll remind me of something else, and then I'm just on these tangents that kind of lead to nowhere.
Right? Yeah, I do the same shit, so you're good, man. But yeah, thank you for coming on the show. This is Carnival Spirits. We be those ninjas in action. It's the year of the gnome. In the tunnels with Dario Trill. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one out with a track from Darby. This one's called No One Wants to Be My Friend Because I'm a Juggalo.
Am I gonna get copyright strike for this?
I don't even think the song's playing afterwards.
That's okay.
That's not even the song.
That's okay. We'll stop here because I don't want to risk it for the biscuit, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
Do you need to break for maybe something to drink or go to the bathroom?
Yeah,
I can play the. I need some coffee, so I'm gonna play the intro.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay.
I just need to get a drink.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Let the dark sides go, during battles out the tail of her path intertwined. Nothing stupid sorry she's ever could find. Calm on the horizon, the road the thick. In the freak show's palace, she's doing a trick.
Join the dance, up your hands, sugar, let's just go. Under the big top lights, we rise, we fall. Be the big spin the faces, we lose control. Juggle legend, let the wake and take hold.
Better than can pay, flying higher than air. With a painted smile, she'll never despair. Echoes of the wicked, they call on the name.
Juggle legend,
Forever part of this game.
parade, kill the thrill. we stand in the lead. I made of life, fulfilling every need. Carnival soul, we roll, we dance in the flames.
Juggle that jealous madness, full sick our range.
Feel the thrill, we stand in the lead. I made of life, fulfilling every need. Carnival soul, we roll, we dance in the flames. Juggle that gen.
Juggle that jet, shorts in with a grin. Bare face, she'll embrace chaos from within. Carnival of madness, she's the queen of the show. So you had to see the wicked let the dark sides go. During battles out the tail of her path intertwined. Nothing stupid she's ever could find. Calm on the horizon, the road the thick. In the freak show's palace, she's doing a trick.
Join the dance, clap your hands, juggle is the goal. Under the big top lights, we rise, we fall. Be the faces, spin the faces, we lose control. Juggle that jet, let the wicked take hold.
Feather that can pay flying high in the air. With a pianist smile, she'll never despair. Echoes of the wicked, they call on the name.
Juggle that jet,
Forever part of this king.
we're ready to the thrill. We stand in the lead, I made of life, fulfilling every need. Carnival soul, we roll, we dance in the flames. Juggle that jet,
Jealous madness, full sick our range.
feel the thrill. We stand in the lead, I made of life, fulfilling every need. Carnival soul, we roll, we dance in the flames. Juggle that gen.
Okay, we're back, everybody. Whew. Okay. So that was very informative, learning about Darby. I wonder if he still feels the same way about everything he said about the beef with Twisted and everything.
Yeah, I know some people just don't talk about it anymore, which I can understand.
It's kind of old.
Yeah,
Kind of
I don't really. I mean, I don't really talk about it as much because there's no point.
I can understand that.
And I just have my reasons why I don't talk about it.
That's fine. I was actually going to try and find some more Darby content. Try and
Definitely pull
get-
up that interview I did with him.
Yeah, that's going to be the next one.
And shouts to my good friend Jack Daniels.
Oh, I need to pull up chat. Thank you.
Well, because I'm drinking Jack Daniels, that's why.
Oh, no, but sometimes I do need to pay some more attention to the chat, but it seems to have slowed down a little bit. And I didn't really care much for these comments, but I'll bring them up. Not everybody
Yes.
likes it. That's okay. That's okay. Not something I haven't heard before.
Exactly. I've heard it many times since I was 8 years old.
I know. Goodness. So we gotta look up the hours of chaos.
Well, it's all in Carnival Spirit, so you just gotta look it up on there.
I know, it's so hard that old habits die hard, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And this device is so slow. Okay. So there's that. Why is that one coming up first? Okay, this is the one.
So yes, fun fact for anyone who loves Darby like I do, that was his first ever interview.
Yes, the next one is going to be really more Don Chaos content. More Darby and more Don Chaos, which I'm
Okay.
excited for.
Yep.
And you get to watch yourself from 3 years ago.
I know, it's crazy.
I know, right?
I go back and I watch some of my old interviews and I'm like, damn.
I love it. Your intro is so badass. Oh, I need to change the layout. Fantastic. My
That's
dad
awesome.
worked for Fago. I have a Fago blanket, Fago red pop candle, Fago soup bowl, Fago box cutter, etc. I should sell the stuff at the Halloween store.
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, gotta make money somehow.
Pat. Right? In today's fetish friendly world. Can't be too careful. Are you a hazelnut or French vanilla creamer? Do you drink coffee, Don?
I do occasionally.
Okay. So we're gonna... Thank you, Steve. You've been great. A great moderator tonight. Okay. Remember this intro?
The following contest from Denver, Colorado. Weighing in at Little Pony, John.
Oh, I can't wait to see this one. Of all the superstars on the roster, this guy is among the hardest working. That goes without saying.
Definitely shout out to Don Chaos. You know you got our back, and we got your back too, man. Denver, Colorado all day, brother. We're definitely gonna hook up with you. Much love to Carnival Spirits for putting us on as well on this YouTube, man.
Shout out to you, Don Chaos, for I mean, what is this episode, like 126 or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Putting work, bro. Respect. Y'all doing some shit for the community, and the fam out there appreciate it. So just keep doing what y'all doing, you know what I mean?
Congrats to Don Chaos for 1,000 subscribers. Whoop, whoop.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, Don Chaos. Yes, keep it going, man. Good luck to you, fucking Don Chaos. And fucking hell yeah.
You know who it is. Luigi Mac, kid. Shout out to Carnival Spirits. And fucking
Oh my
shout out to
God.
Don Chaos one time. You know what's going on. This is my brother.
Shit is awesome.
Everyone, Don Chaos and Brother Lynch Hung here.
Yeah, and Carnival Spirits, what's up, man? Don Chaos, what's up? It's your boy, Brother Lynch. We out here tonight. Listen.
Fuego Plays and my nigga Don Chaos. What's going on, bitch? It's my brother right here, my boy. Scoot the left, scoot the left.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is Don Chaos, and I'm with a very legendary man. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Hey, Sean. Yeah, we at the gathering, y'all.
ADK. Tech 9.
That's rude, boy.
Oh shit. That's like a boondock.
I still think it's funny how I'm so taller than
Move you back again. You're taller than Boondocks? Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Boondocks is oh my god, he is short, isn't he?
Yo.
Listen to
Yo. What is up, everyone? Y'all already know who this is. This is Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S.
I was outing
Your friendly
adding my
neighborhood,
audience.
JUWG,
Sound
ALO, the Carmen Millionaire. If you don't know,
Dude.
now you know. What is up, everyone?
Can you do that facial hair again? Because that looks awesome on you.
I mean, I have facial hair going in right now.
Do you? Fantastic. Shit. What have I done?
Yeah, this is when I was originally still living in Colorado, my old place.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's about 3 years old, so not too old, but old.
Yeah.
Everyone.
God, I'm a dork.
Bless you.
I'm proud of it. It's like I'm a nerd and proud of it. I had to do a live audience sound effect.
I wish I had that sound.
Cool to add
Right
sound
now.
effects to your show. Oh, look at me trying to be Hulk Hogan. My freaking worst Hulk Hogan impersonation ever.
Oh my God.
This is the Hours of Chaos podcast. This is officially episode 137, y'all. 4 years going strong.
Oh, that's why.
Wow.
137 episodes later.
That's why I did that.
And we're still going strong after 4 years. So
Wow.
say what's up to the chat.
Good
What
show.
is up, Nobody Man?
Blah.
What is up, Shayna?
Holy shit.
What is up, Lakeland?
You've already-
Again, make sure you guys are sharing this everywhere because we are live everywhere on 6 different platforms.
Damn.
We are live on Dawn Chaos on YouTube, Dawn Chaos on Facebook,
Wow.
Dawn Chaos on Twitch, Carnival
Wow.
Spirits YouTube,
Nice.
Carnival Spirits Facebook, and Carnival Spirits Twitch.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic.
we are live. Yeah. What is up, Ivy Killa? Make sure you guys are sharing this everywhere, all over social media. Of course, tonight we are going to be joined by the one and only member of the Swamp Society, straight out of Florida,
Yes.
the one and only Dario Trill. Let me see a hashtag Swamp Rats in the chat, or Swamp Society, or
You gotta
Swamp
hype up your guests. That's the whole point in it.
Of course, there are links in the
I've watched
description
people
where you
interview
can
their
follow
guests and they don't
our
hype them up.
guests.
They're just
So
like,
links
hey.
down in the description
Uh-oh.
to where you can follow Dario Trill on.
Sound check 1, 2.
Yeah, you gotta hype up your guests though. Like I tell people, you can't just
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, you can't just be like, this is our guest. No, that just sounds stupid. You have to hype it up like this.
Like the Swampalo thing is my favorite part.
Oh yeah,
And we
came up.
get to see him, right? Pokey Steve. Oh my God.
Yeah, we created the whole Swampalo thing.
Hey, Thurston County is most haunted. Real ninjas clean up moms and bounce when they got it right. That's just my thing. Sorry. Huh. Don't be embarrassed. And Swampalo.
Yeah, you
Funny.
accidentally put an extra P in it. Not an extra P, an extra L.
L.
It just needs one L.
But I found it funny because it's like Marco Polo, but Paulo.
Makes sense. Anywho,
Instagram, as well as links to his link tree where you can follow
Nice.
all his other links that are on his link tree.
Lovely trees.
So, how is everyone tonight? Of course, we got some mail. We got Dario Trill tonight. Of course, make sure you guys tune in because there is a very special mail time with Dawn Chaos.
Nice.
And then
Yeah, you gotta bring
immediately
that back to the
after
show.
this will be the Hours of Chaos after show. So yeah, of course, you know, at the end of the show, we will announce our special guests for next week's show. So without further ado, let's get into it. Of course, make sure you guys are using those hashtags across the screen right there. Let's see those hashtags in the chat.
That's what she said.
So yeah, big things coming, y'all. More guests lined up. I know we didn't have a guest last week, but you know what? The show goes on. We will possibly be even doing a giveaway tonight. That's right, y'all. A giveaway. Hopefully y'all are tuned in.
I did the interview.
Without further ado, let's get on to our first bit of topics, and then we will have our special guest, Dario Trill, joining us.
Was he late?
I don't know when he showed up. If you don't want to watch the
so without further ado, our first topic and news for you guys is Gorefest.
I remember you talking about this
21. Gorefest 2021. It's going down, y'all. So,
I guess if anyone wants an idea of what my show is,
this is the 15th annual Gorefest, y'all. It wasn't able to happen last year due to, of course, situations that we all know. So, for those that are wondering, for Gorefest 2021, as long you can get in for free, as long as you are out of state, as long as you have your out of state ID, you get in Gorefest for all night, 3 nights for free. And then that way, all you have to do is pay for your hotel and your flight bookings.
Nice.
So if you can pay at least for your flights and your hotel bookings, and you can make it to Denver for Gorefest, and you're from out of state, you get in for free. Yes. Out of state people get in for free. And this year it is September 10th through the 12th. And if you're local here in Colorado, you pay $30 for all 3 nights, which is still dope. 30 is nothing.
No, it's
now the question is, who will be performing? Artists and groups to be announced soon. The headliners, of course, you know there's always a headliner every night, a big name act in the genre. And I want to see a lot of my people that are from out of state come to this show. Like I said, as long as you can pay for y'all's flight and your hotel bookings, and you have your out-of-state ID on you, you get to come to this event for free, for absolutely free. Of course, if you guys are an artist or group and you would like to perform, the link right now as we speak to our guest.
Nice.
Man, I'm such a nerd, but I don't care. I just be myself, and I don't give a shit.
That's all you can do. It's the best thing to do.
Yes, if anyone wants an idea of what my show's like, this is what it's like. I drop news, and then we have guests on.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
I think this is when I was still doing the show on when I used to do it through my phone.
Thank you, Pokey Steve. Yeah. You didn't know you would have to start over again.
Yep, but oh well.
Young you. 3 years ago you.
I'm still young.
Yes, you are. Very much so.
What is up, grave bait? What is up, Matt Murderous? Yeah, what is up, Crow? All right, y'all. And without further ado, everyone in the chat and everyone watching in the live audience, give a warm round of applause for Dario Trill.
What up? What up? Fucks up, Don Chaos.
It sounds just like Darby. And I just want to say hello to Cali Kush. Thank you for stopping by. And Two Wheel Jesus. Welcome in. And thank you, Hokey Steve. And I wonder why he's got a partial mask on.
That was
What
part
is
of
up,
his
man?
character at the
What's
time.
up, man? How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Chilling. Excited to be here. Appreciate you having me on. Showing love to the swamp.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We've been planning this for months, y'all, and the stars finally aligned, you might say.
Yes.
You could say that. It's like a star crashing right into your motherfucking melon and making that bitch explode all over the screen.
Woo!
Hell yeah, of course.
Damn.
You're always hard at work. We're all always hard at work. The work never stops.
Hell yeah, gotta stay working, especially in this scene, in this industry, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're doing anything art related. You can't, there's no time for sleeping. You gotta continually back to back to back be ready to work on something, be ready to drop something. That's what we do over here.
Yep, even on my days off when I should just be relaxing, I'm like, nope, I'm still getting creative, coming up with more ideas, coming up with more guests to be on the show.
Exactly, and that's why you're at episode 137, right?
And going 4 years strong.
Hell yeah, man, that's what's up. Congrats, bro.
Hell yeah. How many of y'all can say that you've seen an underground podcast go on for 4 years strong? Now 8 years.
Yeah, man, that's pretty fucking fire, bro.
2.
Good shit. Good shit.
Hell yeah. Well, I guess we'll get into like the typical questions. Of course, you just give everyone a brief introduction. You just like say who you are and where you're from, and then we'll just get on with the questions.
All right. Well, I'm Dario Trill. I'm from South Florida. I'm a recording artist, part of the Swamp Society with Devereaux, Young Strife,
True.
Frankie Goldie, many more.
Yep.
Visitors come and go on our show. Honorary members, you would say, or not say, you know. Just make music with the homies, and we trying to make some fresh, wicked shit, you know.
You notice how his voice is more developed from the last interview we watched.
Oh yeah, you can tell how someone sounds different through the phone than when you're actually hearing them.
And this time you get him on screen and it's great, but you can definitely hear he's put himself through some rigorous training and it's working. And he has a metal voice too. It's really great.
And I'm an honorary member.
Hell yeah. And if you guys haven't, make sure you tune into the Swamp Society every Monday on Instagram.
Nice.
Exactly. Every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, around 9 p.m. on Instagram Live. You find me and Devereaux talking some shit with some homies.
Nice.
It's always good times.
Devereaux.
You guys never know. Maybe, you never know. Maybe it might even transfer over to YouTube. You never know.
It probably won't. We like the format we do because we just go off the top. There's no script, no topics we really go off of, you know. A lot of fucking weird shit happens during the show. So we like to keep it. If you're there, you'll get some interesting nuggets of knowledge that you might not hear anywhere else. You get to hear some fucking stupid stories. And if you're there, you get to experience the magic. If not, you get to hear about it from someone else.
True that.
Exactly. And I think it's one of those things that will be good exclusively only to YouTube. Not YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying, but yeah, that's how we're gonna keep it. I mean, we kind of had the idea to maybe archive some of the.
How do you feel about Instagram, Don?
I mean, I have Instagram, so I have quite the following on Instagram. It's insane.
I have some, not a lot, but some. We've got a question for you in the chat, Don. Someone says, Steve Owen says, who's the real Don Chaos? Well, I don't know any other Don Chaos.
I'm the real Don Chaos. That's who. Will the real Don Chaos stand up? Please stand up.
Please stand up. He is standing up. He's been standing up the whole show. Willis
Actually, I'm
Cameron says,
sitting.
what's up? Are you?
I'm sitting and drinking.
Good. I don't know what this means, but this is not a rap battle.
I don't freestyle unless I'm piss face drunk.
Oh gosh.
And when I do, I embarrass myself, so I'm not gonna do that.
Oh man.
I mean, that is the question. Who is the real Don Chaos? There's only one.
That's fantastic. All right, let us continue on.
The episodes, put them up, but it wouldn't be the same. We like how we do it now, so
Hell yeah, and you guys are doing a great job.
appreciate that, man. Just try to have fun.
Whenever I'm having a rough day, all I gotta do is say, okay, I'm gonna tune into the Swamp Society. What are they gonna do to crack me up this time?
Yeah, I mean, we could go anywhere from fucking one episode we were talking about ghosts and aliens and shit. One episode we're talking about fucking fecal matter, you know? You never know what you're gonna get into on the Swamp Society. And that's the beauty of the
That
show.
podcast needs to come back because it was fun.
Hell yeah. I guess one of the first questions we'll ask is, how did you come up with your rap name, Dario Trill?
You know, I've done a few interviews and no one's really asked me where the name comes from. So there's a movie called Darby O'Gill and the Little People about this guy who hears like the banshees calling and there's like leprechauns and shit. My grandfather used to always play that movie for me when I was like a jit, you know, like when I was a little kid and everything. So I used to go by Jimmy Knox and I was part of a label called Scumbag Worldwide. And when I left that label, I was like, I gotta redo my shit, you know, I gotta come out fresh and do what I really wanted to do, you know. So at the time I had Dario Trill as like a Twitter screen name just as like some funny shit. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna just use that for now until I figure out something better. And it just kind of ended up sticking. I started making more and more connections under the name Dario Trill. So I just kept with it, you know. Now I look at it, I'm like, man, the name's kind of fucking silly and whatever, but you know, it's the music that counts, and that's pretty much that. It just comes from that movie Darby O'Gill. Just switched it up a little bit.
And how old were you when you like wrote your first song and when you...
I am so glad you asked him that question.
Oh yeah, because no one really knows
so
where
glad.
he got his. Now people know where they got his name from.
Yeah, it's a very unique and curious name.
Yeah, now when I look back on it, that name Darby O'Gill, that does sound like a familiar movie I've seen somewhere.
I've never heard of it, but it explains why.
Mm-hmm.
You started wanting to be an artist and stuff.
Fuck. I was like a little ass kid, man. I was like between 13 and 15 in that area.
Okay.
I was in a punk band called Brain Dead with my homeboy Mark, and we'd have like my little homie Joey playing drums and shit. Well, initially I played drums, but I always wanted to sing, and like I'd always be writing like not really poetry, but I guess lyrics, you know, just writing shit down that I thought was funny or you know, shit that rhymed and whatnot. And so yeah, I was like, you know, young teenager trying to make punk music, but I had a homeboy named Twitch. I think he still makes music as Twitch MC. He's out of Washington, and he would always be freestyling. And he's like the first juggalo I ever met in my life, because I was always listening to ICP, but I never. Where I'm from, I live on a small ass island, so there ain't really no one around here that listens to that type of shit. So me and him instantly bonded, and he was always freestyling and shit, and he'd always try to get me to rap with him. And eventually I rapped with him, and he's like, oh man, you're not that bad, you know, let's make a little group. And I was probably like 16, 17 at that time. So I guess to get to the fucking point, sorry if I'm going off on tangents and shit, but I was probably around 16 when I wrote my first rap song, 15, 16 years old. And I was in a group called PCP, the Prime Culprit Posse,
Oh my god.
and we were fucking dumb as fuck. But everyone starts somewhere, you know, just fucking freestyling and listening over like necro beats.
He said, what?
This is why I like
Something
Darby.
posse.
This is why I like Darby. He's funny as hell.
I mean, he probably just talked to people and got permissions to release names, but at this point, he's like, yeah, this is the name. Yeah, we sucked. And part of art is messing up a little bit first.
And just listening back to the freestyles, picking out what we thought was the best parts, and then writing it down. And yeah, that's pretty much how that shit got started, man.
Yeah, how's the punk scene actually down there in Florida? I've heard like mixed things about it.
Well, the punk scene now is doing pretty good. Growing up, not so much, you know. See, I live in a place called Key Largo. All right, so it's like there's a chain of islands at the bottom of Florida.
Yep.
So I'm basically in like bumfuck nowhere in a way when it comes to music. There's really no scene down here. I got to drive like an hour or two up north to go to any venue, to go to any show that I'm performing or whatever. But when we were in high school, there was a couple bands, like metal bands that would be fucking doing shows here and there, but they let us do like 1 or 2 shows with them, and then they said, nah, you guys can't come back, because we were just too fucking rowdy. And like we'd have like young ass kids drinking with us and shit. So we were just like, you know, the literal punks and shit. But now, like in Miami and shit, there's a pretty good punk scene going on. There's a band, Audio Crisis. I've done a couple shows with them. There's these dudes, Body Blow. They're more of like hardcore punk, but they're fucking killing it. So I mean, now it's really thriving, especially with like the way genres are blended now. There's not really just like a rap show or a punk show. Like now it's just like you go to a show and you're gonna see like punk and rap and like all sorts of fucking shit.
Hell yeah. I think that's really cool if there's like genre bending and stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, down here in South Florida and shit, that's what a lot of us musicians are trying to do, is just like not really stick to one certain sound and just do whatever the fuck we want, you know. I feel like that's all over the place, but like within the past few years, you know, like we've just been doing like, there's a lot of people down here doing the crazy like screamo rap type shit, you know, and like rapping over just straight punk tracks, like all sorts of shit. It's cool, man. It's cool. People are getting creative and pushing the boundaries of what they think is possible, and that's what music should be about. You feel me?
Yeah,
exactly. I always feel like if an artist can step outside their comfort zone, and I think that's always a good thing, because then it shows, okay, this artist can do this style and this artist can do that style, and they're not like in a box or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because as an artist, you know, you're pushing to make people, I guess, uncomfortable in a way, depending on what style art you do. So if you're going out of your way to make people uncomfortable and you're stuck in a comfort zone, you're doing shit backwards. You need to just do what the fuck you feel inside of you and let that shit out and just fucking do it. Don't let any fucking ideas or any societal norms or whatever the fuck you want to be cool. Fuck all that. Just do you and have fun and live the fucking life you got. That's what this shit's about, man. I mean, some of us are making fucking, you know, I know my music is pretty much more on like the violent side of shit, but you know, there's good shit inside of it, as with most of the people like me that make this violent type of shit. You know, Scum makes some of the fucking angriest music on the planet.
Yes,
you know, some of the most fucking violent shit.
Yes, he does.
But he's also one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Yes.
So
exactly, and he's even said in interviews that the music for him, and even for a lot of artists, it's like a stress relief.
It's 100%, man. It's therapy. You know, you get that shit out, it makes you feel better. You don't gotta hold it inside no more. You just scream it into a fucking microphone and throw it into the fucking nether void of the internet, and maybe meet up with some people that feel the same way as you. Then you're not so fucked.
How you doing, Don? You hanging in there?
Always.
Do you need to take a break or anything?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Do you have any memories you're having reflecting on all this?
Oh yeah, I always love like interviewing artists, and Darby is definitely one of those artists that I've always enjoyed. Like
interview. And that's why anyone who is watching, this is what you guys will expect from my show. And this is why Jen says my show's good, because the artists, I'm just laid there. It's just a laid back and chill interview.
And you have so many, and
I ask like the right questions usually.
yeah, whatever you're thinking, you just ask, and it usually works out great. And he grew so much in 3 years' time. It's incredible.
Oh yeah, and I'm very proud of him. Like I said, he is now playing main stage at the Gathering. How dope is that?
I know.
He's now going on national tours all over the country. How dope is that?
Phenomenal. And he has a lot of albums.
He's getting to work with people that he grew up listening to. Like when I seen him on stage with Violent J and Isham, who are like his idols, that is like a proud moment when you get to share the stage with your idols.
Yeah, it really is incredible.
And Violent J gives him so much credit. And everyone should be giving Darby more credit. This dude is mad talented. Like, I know Jen's been hearing a lot of his music and she loves what she hears.
I do love his music. I was listening to it earlier, and I think he's got a lot to say. I think he's got a lot of pain to share.
Oh yeah, and
agony.
And even a lot of his music is like, it's very therapeutic even for us who listen to it. Like there's some stuff of his music where if you're having a rough day, you put some of his music on and you're like, hell yeah, I can relate to that shit. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, he's got a darkness to him that he can't escape, and he's using poetry to let it out. And I love him. Absolutely love all the Juggalo and non-Juggalo rappers. Like
exactly, and anyone who hasn't seen him needs to see
there's
him
artists
live.
that get passed around. Some of them get passed around by Juggalos, but they're like don't consider themselves a Juggalo, and that's fine. But I let them know, hey, you may not consider the artists themselves may not consider themselves a Juggalo, but their music's getting passed around by Juggalos, and that's 1 million strong.
And that's one thing that makes Darby good.
Hey, Adam.
Darby is a Juggalo, and it's cool.
Oh yeah, he even made up his own paint. I think last summer or the summer before last. Summer before last.
Yeah, like, and anyone who hasn't seen him live, you need to see him. Like, hear his music, yes, but when you see his live show, he is energetic, and his music is even very good live.
True. Hell to the yeah.
And what was it like? Like, do you remember the song and what the day that your homie actually introduced you to ICP and what your reaction was?
Well, he didn't introduce me to ICP. I found out about ICP fucking in a record store. They had like a thing up for the fucking Wraith. And I remember seeing that and I was like, damn, that shit looks cool as fuck. I remember picking weeds around my aunt's house until I finally like had enough money and I went and copped that shit and I loved it. And then it was just ICP's been something that was always around in my life. For some, like, I can always look back and think of like certain things from when I was a kid, like seeing the Halls of Illusion music video and being like totally, that's like the first thing that I saw of ICP was the Halls of Illusion music video. And I remember loving that shit because I always like monster movies and carnival rides and shit like that. And it was just like everything I liked was all just mashed into fucking one, you know? And yeah, man, I was just a young ass kid, but where I live, there's no Juggalos. There's no one else around me that really fucks with that type of music at all. Like at all. Down here, I've probably met 3, 4, maybe at most, and they're all people from out of town.
It's true. It's difficult to find Florida Juggalos. That's why I was so excited when I first met you. And wanted so badly to go do something and film it for a stream.
Mm-hmm.
But, things happen for a reason, and I think we both know that. So, but that doesn't say you may not come back, but
well, yeah, I know
next
I
year's
know a lot.
Gathering, hopefully.
Well, and I know a lot of people in Florida too. Like I have a lot of people in Florida that back me up that say you're always welcome down here. And like I told people, I'll still come down there to visit, and I do have some family that lives down there.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
And I did love living down there. It's just, where I was, we're not going to go into it. But I did love living down there where I was living. I loved it.
I know you did.
Like, it felt nice to say that I had my own house and shit.
Yeah, but, you live and you learn. And I think you're on the path to better days.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, I still love all my people that I know in Florida. And I'm just glad to be back home in Colorado. So that just means you need to come to Colorado.
Yeah, I need to get out of Florida for a little bit. So I agree.
Especially Colorado, because Colorado is a beautiful state.
Nice and cool.
It is, and it's a good place to get weed.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, my guy.
And the Juggalo scene in Colorado is really dope.
So
I bet it is.
Yeah, like I know if they say if you wanted me to Juggalo in like Florida, you got to go like up north more.
Yeah, definitely. South Florida, I like going to shows and shit. I've met a few. Obviously, you're gonna meet some at a fucking ICP show, of course, because the clowns, like for Malenko tour, they came down to Miami, and that was the first time they've been in Miami in fucking a grip, bro. Like a long, long time. Because usually they go to like Tampa or St. Pete or Orlando, like more Central Florida areas. Yeah. But seeing how many fucking motherfuckers showed out in South Florida, that shit was super dope. So they're down here. It's just not down where I'm at, because I'm like I said, I'm in like the middle of fucking nothing.
So
well, I know an old school Juggalo Lakeland.
You didn't know it.
So for the people that don't know, he's talking about Dario Trill is talking about at the past the tip of Florida, there's a string of islands, and after that, it's all ocean. And
that's why they're called the Florida Keys, basically.
Yeah, the little teeny tiny key islands.
And so now you know that, Jen, which is crazy. You and Darby were at the same ICP show, and you didn't know it at the time,
bro.
Because he was just talking about the Malenko tour being there.
That's fucking true, isn't it?
It was the show.
Yep. Small world.
Wow, that's where me and Steve met. Or that's where we met. That was our first date. Like that was our first physical meet was that concert.
So you probably ran into Darby somehow and didn't know it.
Bitch, he was in the crowd. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. All right, that's awesome.
And Lunacy, who's originally from Detroit, he actually does a lot of my logo. So if you ever want to have him do artwork for you, just hit him up, or he'll hit you up.
I know of him. He does really cool. It kind of looks like a colored pencil style, right? It's got really cool like gradient shit on it. Because he's done like the Carnival Spirits and your logo and everything. I've definitely seen, and I'm guessing he's in Lakeland, Florida.
Yep, but he's an OG Juggalo. He's originally from Detroit. What makes him OG is he was at the original first Hall of Wicked.
That's fucking super dope. See, I mean, I'm too young to obviously have been a part of that, but man, I wish I could have been a part of all that,
Right.
Because that's just the dopest shit to me, Everything like ICP's done, them motherfuckers are legends, bro.
Damn right.
Yep, and I discovered them about 97, 98, 99, so I was about 7, 8, 9, and now look at me, I'm like almost 31. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Hey, you find what you like, you stick with it, bro. That's how shit goes sometimes.
Hell yeah, and I guess we'll get on the more topic of music. Like, if you can remember, what's the first song that you remember, like, falling in love with music, whether it was a song that you heard on your own or it was something that someone in your family was playing?
All the way back.
All right. So the first song I heard that I remembered really liking was some Collective Soul song where it's like, Baby Just Spit Me Out. Just like the guitar on it. I really liked that when I was a kid. I'd always like, get really happy as like, you know, a fucking child hearing that song on the radio.
Wow.
But the first songs I heard that I was like, damn, this is my music. Like, this isn't like my parents' music. This isn't no one else's music. This is like for me, is Halls of Illusions and Freak on a Leash by Korn.
Nice.
Those two songs,
classic song.
like, you know, I saw when Strife was on here, he was talking about Freak on a Leash too.
I love
But
Korn.
that song, like, you know, for people in that,
Darby really is like a collision of ICP and Korn.
Oh yeah, because when you hear his music, you can hear a lot of Korn influence, which is cool because besides
And his
ICP, because ICP is one of my favorite groups, and I have a bunch of other favorite bands I love, but Korn is like my other top favorite band of all time. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't like Korn, I don't know what to tell y'all. Korn is fucking awesome.
Dude, they fucking
Jonathan Davis has a phenomenal voice.
Yes, he does. And if you look at Darby's style, he wears Adidas tracksuits a lot. So did John B.
Yeah, like remember the days when Korn had the dreadlocks and they'd be like headbanging
Yes.
and shit?
Yes, and he was skinny as fuck.
And I love
Okay.
Jonathan Davis's voice when he goes, nom, nom, nom. Oh,
Yes.
all high pitched. Now I'm tempted to just sing "Freak on a Leash" because it's such a good song.
Yeah, that's one thing.
I mean,
Mr. John
you
B.
grew up in the '90s with me. You remember hearing that song back in the day.
Absolutely. I forgot how we described it, but that was one of our everyone's favorite thing about him was that and David's monkey.
Yep.
Oh, wow. There you go. David Draymond.
Oh yeah.
that generation, like young ass kids, that song embodied a lot of things, you know, and just like the Todd McFarlane music video for it and everything. And, you know, so yeah, Halls of Illusions, Freak on a Leash, those are my two picks of what really got me into music.
Yeah, and the music I got into before I discovered my own music, of course, was influenced by what my family listened to, like old school rock from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Nice.
Yeah. See, my parents always listen to that shit. And, you know, like, I hear it every day on the radio, like at work. And me personally, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of classic rock. I don't like my homies, they fuck with like Led Zeppelin and shit. Devereaux, he's a huge like fan of Kiss and shit like that. And I just really can't get into that style of music. Like 80s metal, I'm really not into, but I do fuck with like, I guess 80s pop music, like the Talking Heads and like the whole Genesis style shit, like with Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins and shit, you know.
Yeah.
That type of shit I like, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like classic rock at all, really.
Hell yeah, Genesis and Phil Collins is one of my favorite music also.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, that shit's just really cool to like just have on, you know, and really not have to like worry about shit, you know. You just got that shit on as like kind of ambient music. But that, I mean, it's dope shit, man. It's super dope.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I listen to when I'm like working at work and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And then probably already answered it with this answer, but what was the first album that you remember buying with your like own money and stuff?
Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little
Shangri-La.
Hell yeah.
Shangri-La. And then around that time period though, like I was buying, I remember I bought Green Day's Dookie as a kid too, but I honestly I couldn't tell you which one came first, man. I honestly couldn't. They were all, it was around the same time because I would go, my aunt lives in a place called, well, she passed away now, but she lives in a place called Homestead, which is like 45 minutes, 30 minutes or so north of me. So I would go up there on the weekends and shit, and I would be always like trying to make money and doing odd jobs around the house, washing their car, washing their house, all sorts of shit, just so I could make a little bit of Skrilla, go hit up the Specs Music or FYE and pick up some CDs.
For really.
Hell yeah, I remember
Yeah.
those days too, where I would always do like housework, and then every Tuesday, Friday, whenever a new album came out, I would go to the local record store on release day, and it would be on sale and stuff. It'd be awesome.
Man, when I had my first like real paycheck, I got like a $500 paycheck one time.
Yeah.
It's like the first real paycheck I got.
Yeah.
Because I had been working like mad under the table type jobs and shit as a kid, you know, just odd jobs here and there. The first paycheck I got, I spent pretty much every single penny of that motherfucker on CDs, bro. All the CDs that I wanted as a kid,
Yeah.
or you know, a couple years earlier or
Yeah.
whatnot, I fucking got them bitches. I was getting boxes and boxes and boxes to my homie's house where I was staying for like a minute, man. It was funny as hell, but I still got them. It's funny, like the CDs are the only thing I have from like my childhood, and
Yeah, same here.
I can relate.
hell yeah, man, shit's important. Fucking
And
support
me and
artists.
my homie, when like ever a Psychopathic album.
I got 2 boxes of VHS I've been carrying around with me for a long time.
Oh yeah, I still have a lot of CDs that I've had for
CDs
years.
everywhere. You have VHS too?
Oh yeah, but I also have like CDs that I've had for like years.
I have CDs everywhere, and I like physical format CDs.
Oh yeah, I
But
still do.
I like the combination of digital format and physical format. How about that?
There you go. Album came out, we'd go and get it on release day, and this local record store actually sold Faygo, so we would go buy our own copies, then we would buy Faygo, and then we would all go to someone's house, and then we would have our own little release parties, which was dope, where we just listen to it and jam out.
Hell yeah, man, that's dope shit, man. See, I wish I had like a clique of people to do that with, but like me and my best friend Mark, we were both really into like punk music, so Mark was like super into it, so he was always buying like the Black Flag albums and the fucking Misfits albums and shit. And this kid we used to chill with, I wouldn't even call him a friend really. We would just chill at his house, and in the backyard he had like a little sandy pit, and we just have a little boombox, and we just be out there dancing, like moshing with each other to the like punk.
Someone very important just came into chat. Sean Riggle. Hello, honey. Sean Riggle has been watching me on panels for a long time. So, Sean, I would like you to meet Don Chaos. He's right here. The real Don Chaos is right here. This one is past Don Chaos. This is present Don Chaos.
Yep.
And Sean Riggle is a dear friend. And I'm so happy to see you. And I'm happy to see you meet Don and Don meet Sean. And, oh, Sean, you get to meet someone else, too. That is Steve. Steve
Or as
meets
my,
Sean
or as
meets
my
Steve.
homie say in Detroit, what up, though?
What up, Ricky Bobby? Oh my gosh.
Ricky Bobby.
Oh my. Whoop whoop. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
We can talk about it sometime, Sean. We can talk about it. What were you saying, Don?
Oh, I just said this has always been like one of my favorite interviews that I've done.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, and actually we're getting close to time, so I was gonna stop it. How far is it? It's about 40 minutes into the hour and 37.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna stop it around 10 minutes till.
Mm-hmm.
So we could wrap up and do our plugs and head off, release the audience back to the wild at 10 o'clock. That's what I call it. I release you back to the wild. And then I will be going to Uncle Jack's shack after this. What are you doing after this?
I'm probably going to play not PlayStation, some more Xbox.
You going to play more Xbox?
And I'll probably smoke some more.
You got a nod of approval from Steve.
For what?
For playing Xbox after this.
I mean, I like video games in general.
He's already playing. He's been on Xbox all day.
I mean,
we have our systems next to each other, so.
I mean, I hate when people pick game systems. I just like games in general. But now, obviously, everyone has their favorite game systems. I mean, obviously, because I've grown up playing games, the game systems I always played growing up was PlayStation and Nintendo. So if I had to pick, it is those two because that's what I grew up playing. I still have my old Nintendo 64 that I've had since I was a kid, and it still works.
Hell yeah.
I still have my old Game Boy Advance and stuff. Remember that? I still have my, I still think I have my PlayStation 2. I'm not too sure, though.
I friggin' wish, but PlayStation stopped servicing that a long time ago. Sony stopped servicing that long ago.
Oh, yeah. Now if you want to get like an old video game or a game system, you go to those old game stores, which is cool.
And Steve's just been playing, I think the new football game.
Oh, the new.
We have
the
two
college
games.
football one?
We have a lot of systems.
Is it the new college football one, or is it the new Madden game?
It is.
Oh, it's the college football game?
Yeah.
It's funny because that's what I've been playing all day. But I've been playing one of the old ones from 2011.
I was actually I was going to try and talk him into playing old GTA for my own dose of nostalgia.
Well, since he likes football, you should introduce him to the old NFL game. Remember NFL Blitz?
Do you remember? He said, "Oh yeah."
I had it for the 64.
He had it for N64.
Yeah, those sports games were so fun back then. Like NBA Jam.
Yes.
Yes, he said.
Like especially when you played the NBA game, when they would say the term "puts up a brick" and the ball would turn into a brick.
Yeah.
Hell no.
He's on fire and he would actually be on fire.
Yeah, those games
He would
were
be on
fun.
fire, and he would actually be on fire.
Yeah, me and my cousin used to fuck with each other when we'd play NFL Blitz. Like, he'd be tackled, but I would still be like jumping on him and tossing him everywhere.
Yes.
Sean Riggle says NHL 94. I've seen Steve play that. I saw him play that a bunch of times.
That too.
I'm Sega.
Dude, that shit was so like white and blue. I remember him playing it. It was all he played one summer.
I know. I used to always joke with my cousin, and I was like, "How do you know which team is which, even though it's telling you what you're playing as when you start?"
Looks like everybody want to play games before they go to bed tonight.
And that's probably what I'm going to start doing on my channel, is doing like retro gaming.
You definitely should. There's not enough of that.
Like one of my favorite old Sega games. I love Sonic, but out of all the Sonic games, the one I used to play a lot was Sonic Pinball. That was fun. And then we used to play Duck Hunter, if you remember that.
Duck Hunt. Yeah. Steve remembers Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
And the douche canoe dog that would laugh at you.
Oh yeah, they made an ICP shirt like that for retro, but it's their version of chicken hunting instead of duck hunt.
Hell no.
It's really cool.
Oh,
and
man.
It has like Jay and Shaggy on it, looking like old video game characters.
I guess I should confess that I kind of grew up without a lot of TV and without a lot of video games, and so, but as an adult, I have to say retro gaming is one of the funnest things.
Oh yeah, it's fun to go back and like watch this or get introduced to stuff that you probably knew of when you were younger, but you never fully knew about it.
And actually, I have an incredible story. I think it was during the pandemic. Before and during the pandemic, I started an obsession with the old Pokemon games, and we were able to find a good amount of them.
Hell yeah.
I think we're only missing Black and White 2. That's the only one we didn't find. And we were able to get them before they tripled in price.
Yeah, I love Pokemon.
Yes, I do too.
Not just like the games, but I do love the anime too.
Hell yeah. Steve watched all that stuff, and because he had TV and whatnot, back in the day, and the cards, and the game, and the original Game Boys, the non-color and the color.
I used to actually play the card game, and when I learned how to play it, I'm like, dang, this game's actually quite easy to learn.
Oh, wow. Sean Riggle just learned what Donkey Kong is. Well, I still don't know. I know who he is. I just never played.
Or playing the original Super Mario Brothers.
Steve likes to go back and play Sonic for older kids. Diablo's
a classic.
Yep. So where are we at? I want to play like...
Yeah, I would write down where it's at, so if you decide to play it next show, you'll know where you left off.
I think I want to play like 5 more minutes of it.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Shit. But I never really got to like sit down with like a new Joker's card with like a homie or something and like really take it in and like bounce our thoughts off each other, you know?
Hell yeah, those days were awesome. When me and my homie used to do that, I was like in middle school, high school when we would do that.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, those are the times you cherish though, bro. You know? You might that's like the best times, you feel me?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because it sucks, y'all.
So what are some of like your favorite like punk rock groups? And if you had to like pick a top 5, what are your top 5 punk rock albums?
Descendants, Swingin' Utters, Misfits, Black Flag's up there. And I mean, I don't know if you would consider like hardcore as punk. Operation Ivy. And I guess for top 5 punk albums, Milo Goes to College, Energy, Earth AD, Wolf's Blood, Damaged, and what the fuck is that? It's like Dead Flowers. I forget the full name. It's a Swingin' Utters album though. It's like Dead Flowers something, comma.
Fascinating.
I got the final up there, but I don't feel like grabbing it. I think that's 5. I can't count.
Yeah, from what I could tell, that was 5.
All right, I'm trusting you.
And then you've been making a name for yourself. So how did you and Devereaux actually hook up and stuff and work together?
This is a pretty cool story. So Devereaux obviously has been a fucking legend in this shit for a few years now, you know. I mean, even before,
and he's from
Devereaux
Florida too.
Was known for working with like Ouija Mac and before Swagtooth and everything. Devereaux was doing shit in Florida, you know, with Ichabod Veins and all sorts of motherfuckers, you know, Rufio Spence. Like, Devereaux's been putting in fucking work. So I have a music video for a song called No One Wants to Be My Friend Because I'm a Juggalo. And it's like you know, with normal rappers, like outside of the underground or hip hop or whatever, they can make references to like Tupac, Biggie, you know, DMX, any of these like mainstream type rappers, you know, they can make references to mainstream movies, you know, talk about Fast and the Furious in their song. They can fucking spit a bar about Sonic the Hedgehog. But in the underground, it's like super taboo, I guess. Like, people get mad when you reference anything like Juggalo related or horrorcore related or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I always thought that's kind of like hypocritical and stupid, because obviously if you're gonna reference something, you're gonna make a reference to something you know, and something you know the people like that are gonna listen to that music knows. I'm not talking about like directly ripping out lines and copying songs. I'm just saying giving hints and nods, you know? Okay. So that song, like,
just what he does.
The punchlines of the songs are like, or the punchlines of the lines in the song are titles of like old ICP and Twisted joints, you know? It's like I'm saying like flip through the pages of the Green Book and shit like that, you know? Just making like references to that shit just because I knew it was gonna, like, I guess piss people off in a way. But, you know, it is what it is. So Dev saw that video and he hit me up about it and he said it was dope. And he was doing a podcast at the time. So he asked me if I wanted to be a guest on his podcast. And I was like, man, the fact that you even hit me up is fucking super crazy, I'm down as fuck. So we did the podcast, you know, and we hit it off. We have like the same interests, you know, like we fuck with the same type, mostly the same type of music. Our favorite like albums of like ICP albums are like pretty much the same and shit. So during that podcast, Dev was like, yo, let's do a project together. We'll make some like really grimy, like basically kind of a concept album about some like kind of like a Victor Crowley type motherfucker from Hatchet, you know? Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes, that's a good movie.
All right, yeah, it's pretty cool. So he came up with the idea of doing like just this really like grimy, dirty album that sounds like it was made in some burnt down shack in the swamps about some just filthy shit. And then we did it with
Okay, so I think the 47-minute mark is a good place to stop. And Don, do you have any plugs?
Just make sure you guys are following me on social media. There's links to my new YouTube down below. And I do have an official store, y'all. So if you guys definitely want to rep me, I have an official store, and it's called Chaos Drip with 2 P's.
I love that. That's phenomenal.
And get my merchandise. It's the only thing I'm basically able like to get by right now until I can make monetization on YouTube.
Do you have
because
more flat
not everyone
yet?
gets to get by doing what they love, and I want to get by doing what I love and following my dreams. And I know Jen is very supportive of that.
1,000,000%. And I was wondering if you had more flat build caps, because that's what I want from your store.
Yes, I do actually. There's I think a few on there.
You might want to send me your merch link in DMs, and I will edit it into the description after we end.
But yeah, go get it, y'all. It's really good quality stuff.
And so I'm really happy a lot of you got to meet Don Chaos today, and the Hours of Chaos, and helping me help him get back to where he used to be. And I'm going to be on Uncle Jack Shack after this. And with that, I am going to do... Have you seen the brand new outro?
I haven't yet.
All right. Well, fantastic. Peace out, y'all.
Later,
Until
y'all.
Until next time. The next episode will be on Friday.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And if I could just get this comment off the screen. All right, so everyone that stayed, you're going to get the full version here. Whoop whoop, bitches.
Whoop whoop.
All right.